Auto Service, LC and McBain Family Pharmacy, Sarah Crawford and Carrie Jewett of Exit Realty, Land and Lakes, Holton's LP Gas, Lake City Chamber of Commerce, L&J Meat Market, and Ebel's Hardware. Now for the call of tonight's game, let's head to the stadium and join Rick Swanson.
Welcome, everyone, to the MHSAA football playoffs on 107.1 The Drive. 543 Michigan high schools sponsored 11-man football this fall. 256 made the playoffs, 32 in each of 8 divisions. And coming into this weekend, 128 are still alive, playing for district titles and hoping 3 weeks from now to play for a state championship at Ford Field in Detroit. Hello and good evening, everyone. I'm Rick Swanson. I'll be calling the play-by-play tonight. And with me to provide insight and analysis on what's taking place on the field is Jordan Shepler. Well, Jordan, welcome once again. And boy, did we ever have a great opening round game here in Lake City last week.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Coach. And I said, if this game's half as exciting as last week, we should be in for a treat even again this week.
Well, I think we're in store for a good one. Tonight, we're back in Trojan country for a Division VII District Championship contest between the Lake City Trojans, ranked 4th in the final Division VI poll, and their neighbors to the south, the McBain Ramblers, with the winner not only securing that district title tonight, but also moving on to play for a regional title next week.
Yeah, I mean, there's no better time for this community to come together and watch a great game of football. We're hovering right around 38, 39, 40 degrees tonight, and it's a beautiful night for football. Lights are on, and it's time to go.
The visiting Ramblers come into the game with an 8-2 overall record following their opening round victory over Pine River last week. Their 2 losses were to Kingsley in the season opener and to this same Lake City squad. But those 2 losses were by the slimmest of margins, a 24-20 loss to Kingsley. I might add a very tough Kingsley team, and a 14-12 loss to Lake City. They finished second in the Highland Conference to Lake City, and they have had, Jordan, a pretty impressive season.
I look to see, I look to see the team that takes care of the ball tonight, Coach, is going to be, like you said, it was 14-12, and could very well be the team that has the ball last wins the game.
That could happen. Now, a quick look at how Lake City arrived at this point. The Trojans accomplished their second consecutive undefeated regular season, their second consecutive Highland Conference championship, and held off a very talented North Muskegon team last week in their pre-district playoff round, 30-28. So obviously, Lake City's 10-0 at this point for the second consecutive season. Very impressive back-to-back years for them.
Extremely impressive, Coach. I like to be able to look out there and see how they've got the varsity and the JV squads all mixed together, and you know, they're building something here in Lake City, Coach, and we're starting to see it come around.
Well, not only do these 2 teams play each other every year as members of the Highland Conference, but last year they met in the opening round of the playoffs here in Lake City, with the Trojans winning by the score of 13-2. So I'm sure we're in for a great one here tonight. As I mentioned a moment ago, the winner tonight will advance to the regional final next weekend and take on the winner of the Roscommon Iron Mountain game, as both of those teams won their openers last week in the other half of the regional bracket. We'll talk more about those games and what the regional looks like at halftime tonight. You are listening to 107.1 The Drive. This station and area sponsors have stepped up to bring you Lake City playoff football. We wish to thank those sponsors who have made this possible. They are the Wexford Missaukee Career Tech Center, McLean Transmissions, Lake City Family Pharmacy, Baker College of Cadillac, McBain Auto, Exit Realty, Land and Lakes of Lake City, BC Pizza of Lake City, Classic Chevrolet, Lake City Family Diner, Holton LP Gas, Lake City Chamber of Commerce, High Point Auto and Truck Center, L&G Meat Market, Ebel's Hardware, and Miller Contracting of Lake City. Please stop in and thank them if you have a chance for their support of Lake City playoff football. Once again, Rick Swanson along with Jordan Shepler. We are in Lake City for tonight's district championship game for District 2 of Region 1 in Division 7, with the Trojans of Lake City hosting the Ramblers of McBain. Jordan, let's take a look at the visiting Ramblers first. Overall record 8-2. Who are some of the individual players likely to stand out tonight?
Well, Coach, you can't look at McBain without looking at quarterback Gavin Seelan. He's a true dual threat for opponents to worry about. We've seen that multiple times this year. And, with last week versus Pine River, 4 passing touchdowns. He also ran the ball 17 times, had 70 yards rushing. We've seen that even when we called the Manton McBain game, how athletic he is.
Right.
Wide receiver George Brown, he's a versatile at 6'4". He was a quarterback 2 weeks ago. He caught 2 touchdown passes last week versus Pine River. And then their big guy, Garrett Berberkamos, he's 6'6", a big target for Sealand. Had a receiving touchdown last week. Wide receiver Justin Camphouse, he caught a touchdown last week, and he'll get the ball in space and try to make things happen. They're a strong group of running backs. They got Logan Vandenboss, Logan Rodenbaugh, and Auden Ealing, and they're all threats to catch the pass as well.
You bet. It's a talented group, and Lake City's defense has been tough all year, and they're certainly going to have to be again tonight. Now, look at the host Lake City Trojans. While achieving their second consecutive undefeated regular season, currently 10-0 on the season, they've got their athletes who have stood out all season long also, Jordan.
Exactly. You look at quarterback from McBain. You also got to look at the quarterback from Lake City. You got Matthew Holt. This is his squad. He's got 26 total touchdowns in the regular season. Last week he ran for 109 yards, had 2 touchdown passes. Wide receiver Devin Davis. He's a downfield threat. Got 9 touchdowns in the regular season and a touchdown receiving here last week. Tight end Ben Marion's a big threat. He's big in the pass game, coach. He likes to go across the middle, which is usually the open area. It's a little bit tougher to catch him on the outside, to go across the middle. He had a receiving touchdown last week. Running back Noah Thome's going to try to give it a go tonight, coach. He's got a little bit of a banged-up knee, but he's going to be their main back in the backfield. He's got 5 rushing touchdowns in the regular season last week. Running as a tailback out of the eye, had 135 yards and a touchdown. Running back Devin Greenfield, we have gotten some word that he is going to be inactive tonight. Fullback Miles McLeod, he's a strong blocker in the eye, and then he can also carry it himself, coach. He had a couple key 4th down carries last week.
He did. And the chance to play in the postseason is one of the largest goals that teams will set for themselves to achieve. And these 2 are here, 1 win already under their belts, and they want to take advantage of this opportunity to move on even further. We will take a quick break, and then we're going to come back to Lake City in just 60 seconds.
Lake City Area Chamber of Commerce proudly supports the Lake City Trojan football team on their quest for the state championship. Lake City Area Chamber of Commerce is committed to community development and local business success. Members are eligible for insurance discounts and have boardroom access for meetings and presentations. Join the Lake City Area Chamber of Commerce today with reasonable membership rates for both individuals and businesses. Call 231-839-4969 or visit our website for more info at lakecitymish.com. Together, we can do anything.
Baker College is a comprehensive academic institution with programs ranging from health and engineering to business and technology. Undergraduate and graduate programs are led by award-winning, academically accomplished faculty. Baker College offers the flexibility to provide all students a path toward graduation while striving to cultivate and encourage positive action, critical thought, and the knowledge that students need to head into the world. If you'd like to learn more about joining the ranks of the Baker Proud, call 231-876-3119 today.
Welcome back. We are at the Lake City Athletic Complex tonight. Rick Swanson and Jordan Shepler bringing you Michigan High School Athletic Association district final action as the 10-0 host Trojans take on the 8-2 McBain Ramblers. We're just minutes away from the kickoff, so Jordan, let's look at the coaches and their team's tendencies just for a couple moments. First, for McBain, the Ramblers are coached by Pat Maloney in his 4th year. They have averaged just over 25 points per game this season, while allowing a very respectable 12.5 points a game.
Yeah, Coach McBain, a very strong, talented team, and they can play with anybody. They have many weapons. Their offense, very versatile, will spread it out, and they can also like to get the ball to the receivers in space and see what they can do one-on-one. They allow them to make the play on the outside. They can run the option offense, and with their big running backs, and they can pound the ball as well. On the defensive end, they're a strong unit. They're tough for opponents to sustain drives. They swarming defense, and then they fly to the ball. And then, they get them big hits and cause them turnovers, and that could be the key.
Exactly. Lake City's head coach is Kyle Smith in his 3rd year leading the Trojans. He has a very experienced squad. Many of these team members were part of that playoff run just a season ago. They come into the game averaging 34 points a game while allowing an equally impressive 8 points per game. Jordan, how about the Trojan tendencies tonight?
Like you mentioned, tremendous experience and depth. They've got 17 seniors on the squad. Their offense revolves around, like we talked about, Matthew Holt is a true dual threat, balanced attack, and we use the spread offense or the I formation. Last week they used both of those formations here. With many weapons on the defensive end, they'll use multiple formations depending on the opponent's strength. Last week they changed it up, went with a 4-2-5 defense, and this week they're going to do the 4-4, led all by linebacker Miles McLeod. Lineman Thomas Blumberg last week had multiple times he was in the backfield, putting pressure on the quarterback, swarming defense. Just like McBain, they can fly to the ball. One thing tonight, we're going to see, Coach, what they do with that last 2 weeks. They've allowed 4 kick returns for touchdowns in the last 2 games.
Yeah, I'm sure that they've addressed that this week in practice. You can't give up the cheap one. Remember last week, one time, Lake City put an extended drive, used up a lot of clock, scored on it, and then on the kickoff, North Muskegon goes right down and scores.
Yeah, North Muskegon scored in 8 seconds, and McBain peeled all of 12 minutes or 14 minutes off the clock.
Exactly. And it's kind of demoralizing. You can get things going your way, and then what you accomplished is just wiped away in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, you get the momentum, Coach, and then boom, all of a sudden you only had it for a few seconds, and it goes back to the other side.
Well, these two teams have met 4 times. This is the 4th time in the last 2 years. And the last 2 meetings, defensive struggles. Neither team even reached 15 points. Like we said a year ago at this time in the opening round of the playoffs, Lake City held off McBain 13-2. And then this year in the regular season, Lake City won 14-12. As McBain missed a 2-point conversion with no time on the clock to try and send it into overtime. So very much defensive struggles the last 2 games, Jordan. And, I wouldn't be surprised to see the same kind of hard-hitting defensive battle here tonight.
Yeah, Coach, you look at this game and then you look at some other like college and professional level type football. There's just some teams that always play each other where it's defensive struggles. You get them teams like in the NFC North and the NFL that, it's always low scoring and they're always battling it out, or it's old school football where you run the ball and you play tough defense, and I expect that to be something like what this is going to be tonight.
Well, the teams are on the field. The band is out in the center of the field. Lake City Band ready to present the national anthem. You are listening to 107.1 The Drive. We will be right back with the national anthem and the opening kickoff in just 60 seconds. Stay with us.
There are 3 kinds of people who get really happy when it snows a lot. Skiers, snowmobilers, and people who just bought a new LS tractor from Ebles Hardware in Falmouth. With a comfortable, roomy, heated cab, plenty of power, expert dealer service, and a 6-year limited warranty, moving snow is no longer a chore. It's a downright pleasure. The more you compare, the more you'll see why you can excel in your field with a new LS tractor from Ebles Hardware, family owned since 1920 in downtown Falmouth.
Lake City's best choice for pizza, salads, pastas, subs, grinders, and wraps is BC Pizza. Hometown handmade gourmet isn't just our slogan, it's baked into every pizza. A BC Pizza starts with a tasty, tender crust that's made daily from a unique recipe that you can't find anywhere else. And the homemade sauce is equally unique and delicious. Top it off with freshly grated mozzarella cheese and your choice of only the freshest toppings. And you'll see why a pie made just for you at BC Pizza of Lake City is the best choice. Call 839-1177 to order today. BC Pizza of Lake City, Lake City's best choice.
Welcome back, everyone, to Lake City District Final playoff action as the Lake City Trojans host the McBain Ramblers. Our national anthem presented by the Lake City Band out at the 50-yard line. This is Rick Swanson with Jordan Shepler. A district championship up for grabs tonight and the chance to move on and play for a regional title next weekend. Lake City and McBain, Highland Conference rivals, playoff opponents last year, ready to put it all on the line here tonight. Now, tonight, we hope you stay with us at halftime for the BC Pizza of Lake City halftime show. We will recap any of the scoring that might happen. In case you missed it, we will give you some halftime stats, analyze the first half, and, of course, look ahead to the second half. But in addition, we will talk about the other half of Region Number 1 of Division 7 and who the winner tonight may face. And we'll have a special guest in the booth for a halftime interview as well. So stay with us. A lot coming your way. Jordan, I want to throw a number out here to the fans. I went through the top 10 rankings, the last state rankings of all 8 divisions. So that's 80 schools. Top 10 in each of 8 divisions. Last weekend, in the first weekend, 1/4 of those teams lost.
Wow.
20 teams ranked in the top 10 lost opening weekend. The heaviest hit was Division 8, where 6 of the top 10 teams were beaten last weekend. The only division.
That's what they say. That's why they play the game.
Exactly.
Any team, any night can win.
You don't win them on paper. You're exactly right. The only division where all top 10 teams won last week was this one right here, Division 7, that McBain and Lake City are a part of. But I'm sure a lot of those are going to drop again this weekend. It's just something I like keeping track of at home and see who survives week in, week out.
I imagine you got lots of homework when you get home, looking all this stuff up. And it seems to me like every week you come prepared with stats and stuff, and it seems to be something you really enjoy.
Well, I'm kind of a numbers guy anyway.
Yeah.
Of course, coaching track all those years, track is all numbers.
I remember you had each team, us and the opposing track team, all on paper prior to the prior to the match.
Yeah, that was always fun to do. Well, we're about ready to get things going. McBain won the toss tonight. They deferred to the second half, so Lake City will be receiving, and they will be going left to right across your radio dial. McBain will be kicking off, going from right to left, of course. Right now, McBain is lined up ready to kick. They are in their road uniforms, white jerseys, the gold pants and gold helmets, and numbers trimmed in green and gold. As far as Lake City, they're in their home reds, red jersey, red helmet, red pants, and numbers trimmed in black and white. Ready to get this district title game underway here in Lake City. Winner to move on and play next week for a regional title. And here we go. Kick is away. Hits at the 25-yard line. Picked up at the 20 by Lake City. Back to the 25, the 30. And out across the 30-yard line before he's brought down there. Lake City will have it first down as we get this action underway tonight.
Coach, that's something we can pay attention to as we go along is the way that McBain kicks the ball off. They lay the ball flat on its side, and they kick it as what they would call a squib kick down, and it makes the kickoff extremely unpredictable and sometimes hard to scoop up. So it would be nice to pay attention to that.
You bet. Ball spot at the 32, 1st and 10, Lake City. Opening play from scrimmage, and we get a flag right off the bat. The Trojans had set up in a spread formation, but before anything could transpire, we had a couple penalties flying in the backfield. And the call is against Lake City. And 5 yards walked off. It'll still be first down, 1st and 15. Not really the way you want to start things off.
It's not, but this week, Coach, we started with one kickoff, and that kickoff worked. So last week we had 3 kickoffs before the clock even ran.
That is exactly right. One right receiver, I formation this time. Handoff up front. Fullback Miles McLeod, and nowhere to go on that one. Matthew Holt was under center, and maybe even lost a yard, Jordan, on that one. McBain defense was there ready.
Yeah, they were there and ready, and it looks like McLeod's going to have an increased workload tonight with Greenfield out, and they are in the I formation, and he's the big guy in the backfield. So hopefully Lake City's offensive line can figure it out and give him space to run.
Second down, here's the snap to tailback, and there's some running room up in the middle. Noah Thome Boy, he looked good. We had talked to coaches before the game, and he had a little dinged-up knee like Jordan mentioned, but looked pretty good on that one.
Looked real good on that one, Coach. He was right up the center there with a good push from the offensive line. Was able to pick up about 14 yards.
Yes, he did. So 3rd and short, 3rd and 1 for the Trojans after that nice gain right up the middle. Lake City comes out again in the I formation. One split receiver to the left. Holt under center, takes a snap. Hand off to the tailback. Thome cuts to the left, goes off left tackle. And his gain is about at the stick. We'll see if they are going to give him the first down. It's going to be very close if he didn't make it, which would make a very interesting call on 4th down if it is a little short. And the referee gives us a timeout. We're actually going to get a measurement. The ball's even on the far side, and it's still tough to see if they got the first down or not.
Yeah, they're only 3-4 yards away from the sticks, and they still want to bring them in. One thing we need to pay attention to, Coach, is the difference between 1st down and 2nd down. It's 1st down, they give it to McLeod, and he got a gain of a yard. And 2nd down, they give it to Thome, and he goes for 14. That speaks a lot to letting McLeod through the whole first and doing some blocking before Thome.
Exactly.
Especially if Thome's going to be, a little bit banged up and playing with that knee. It's nice to not get contact till you're about 10, 12 yards down the field.
Pickup was just short, about a length of the football. It's 4th and a short one on their own side of the field. Lake City coming out. They're going to go for it. Huge play right off the bat here. 4th and a short one from the 42-yard line. I formation. Holt takes it, keeps it himself, and he's got a couple yards to spare. Matthew Holt might have been a silent snap, but Matthew Holt took it on the quarterback sneak, picked up a couple, first down.
I think 100% of it, 100% of the time in a game like this, Coach, if it's 4th and inches, they're going to go for it.
And that is a classic Chevrolet first down for the Trojans. Just underway here, 2 minutes into the ball game, no score yet. Lake City with first possession of the ball game. Ball is at the 43-yard line of Lake City, 1st and 10. They come out again, sticking with that I formation. One split receiver to the right. That's Devin Davis, the deep threat. Holt back to pass, and he's looking for Davis down the right side. Ball's out there, and he's got it at the 25-yard line. Well defended, but the ball just over the McBain defender. Big pickup for Lake City.
Coach, that was pass all the way. He only looked one way. He went from snap, drop, and heaved it out there to Davis. And Auden Ealing was there in front of Davis, and Davis went up over top of him and made the miraculous catch. That was awesome.
Gain of 32 for Lake City. Another classic Chevrolet first down for the Trojans. 1st and 10 on the McBain 25-yard line. I formation, handoff to Thome, tailback. Weaves his way through the middle and picks up close to 10. He's down close to the 15. Made a couple of cuts there, Jordan. Ends up making a big gain.
And it's good to see your running back making cuts, Coach, when the question come in was me.
Exactly. Gain of 9 on the play, 2nd down and 1 from the 16-yard line for Lake City. 9 minutes left to go, opening quarter. I formation once again. Hand off to Thome. Make a quick cut to the left. McBain meets him right there. No gain that time. Maybe even lost half a yard or so. We'll check the spot, but no gain. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1 for Lake City.
McBain's right side of their defense is able to shed some tackles there and meet them right at the line. It does appear to be half-yard loss, so we're going to have another 3rd and short.
I formation. Davis split wide to the right. Holt under center, takes a snap, rolls to his right, looking for Marion over the middle. He's got him. Could be in the end zone. It's a touchdown, Lake City. That's a BC Pizza out of Lake City Trojan touchdown from 15 yards out. You got to check the number on that, Jordan.
That's what I'm trying to see. We're getting word it's number 28. Vukovic. Butkovich.
Taylor Butkovich on the reception on that touchdown. 15-yard TD strike from Holt. And now lining up for the extra point. The kick is up. And it is good. Extra point kicked by Mika Schwab, German exchange student for Lake City. And with 8:19 left to go in the first quarter, Lake City jumps out on top 7-0. We'll take a break. Timeout on the field. Back in 30 seconds.
Why do high school sports really exist? For 99% of the participants, it's the biggest stage they will ever play on, and it provides the most educational value, teaching sportsmanship, ethics, integrity, hard work, and teamwork. It's about playing with local friends against local rivals and creating lifetime relationships. They build community spirit, and they're worthy of your continued support. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Welcome back, everyone, to Lake City District Championship game tonight. Lake City Trojans hosting the McBain Ramblers. And Lake City on their first possession goes 68 yards in 7 plays and score on a 15-yard pass. And they lead it over McBain 7-0. Well, that's the way you want to start, Jordan.
Yeah, it was nice to see everything clicking for the Trojans there. They were able to pick up a 4th down. They're able to run the ball. They're able to pass the ball. And
here's the kick. Looks more like an onside kick, even though it may not have been intentionally so. Ball just goes inside the 45-yard line, and there's a scrum down there after it. And McBain does come up with it. There was a battle for it. But McBain does keep possession. They will have it 1st down and get their first shot at offense from their own 45-yard line.
Coach, the other game on the other half of this bracket is coming in at 14-7 Roscommon right now.
Roscommon and Iron Mountain got a 6 o'clock start tonight, so we'll try and keep you up to date on that game as we go along. Spread formation from the shotgun. Sealand takes it. Handoff right up the middle. A lot of running room. Big running back is number 35. That is Logan Vandenboss.
Well, Coach, it was a huge hole there. When Vandenboss gets that head of steam, he can go long ways.
Gain of 12, and there's no huddle. They're right to the line, ready to go again. There's a snap. Sealand fakes the handoff, keeps it himself around the right side, trying to get around the right tackle. And Lake City did a nice job stringing it out. He did pick up about 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, Coach, after that first run by Vandenboss, the Lake City had claps there on the fake handoff, and then Sealand was able to kick it to the outside. And Lake City's going to have to be able to stretch them out so they can get multiple guys out there to help bring down that outside attack.
Again, no huddle. This time snap on a jet sweep coming to Rodenbaugh from right to left. And Lake City strung it out. Actually, a loss on the play, but loss of a couple, but we have a penalty flag. I have to check that one out.
Coach, we're looking for a hold here off the left side of this McBain offense. He's going to back him up from the spot of the foul, and we're going to repeat 2nd down.
You are exactly right, Jordan. It is a call against McBain for holding. 15-yard penalty. He's going to move the ball back on their side of the field to the 46-yard line. Remains 2nd down, but now 2nd down and about 21. Again, no huddle. Going up tempo here is McBain. Spread formation in the shotgun is Sealand. Camphouse goes in motion left to right. Sealand looking over the middle and just overthrows his intended receiver. That was intended for
Brown. George Brown on
exactly. George Brown.
On the deep post, Coach, and Sealand had the ball there. It was a little bit high, but an awesome job by the Lake City defender. As soon as that ball had sailed over Brown's head, he bumped him down to the ground and gave him no second chance of even tipping it or bringing it back into his body. We got a 3rd and long, and it's a good start here for the Trojans defense.
Spread formation, 3rd and 21 in the shotgun. Sealand takes it. Drops back, now being pursued, running to his right, waving the receiver to go deep. Receiver does go deep. Batted in the air by Lake City. It was going to be caught. It was right on target. Lake City defender reached up, slapped it away, and that's going to bring up big 4th down.
Coach, that pass was thrown from the 43-yard line all the way down to the 25-yard line. Ben Marion was actually able to drop back in coverage. Seelan was waving the receiver deep down the right side of the field. Ben dropped back, got finger on it, and hit it out of bounds, and now we got a 4th and a really long.
So McBain comes out in punt formation. Lake City return man is back at the 15-yard line. Lake City on top, 7-0. 7:14 left to go, opening quarter here in Lake City. Little mix-up on McBain personnel, getting people in and off the field. Now they're ready to go. Here's a snap, hits the ground, picked up by the McBain punter, and he does get it away, and it heads right out of bounds over on the right side, far side of the field to us at the 25-yard line. And that's where Lake City will put it in play for their second possession of the evening. Well, Lake City defense stepped up, limited that offensive possession by McBain to just 4 plays. And they're right back with the ball, leading 7-0.
Awesome job by the Lake City defense. Helped out with the holding penalty, but the secondary for Lake City staying extremely strong there on those 2 passes, Coach, and we're back.
Ball is at the Lake City 25-yard line. 1st and 10. They're staying with the I formation. Receiver split wide left. Handoff to the tailback, Thome. Getting some nice running room up the middle. He's out over the 30-yard line to the 31. Gain of about 6 on the play.
Another over-the-tackle run this time, Coach, coming towards us off the right side of the line. Able to get through the initial meat of the McBain defense, Coach, without even being touched and getting to the linebackers. And if you can get 5-6 yards of carry, Coach, we're going to be in good hands.
Especially on 1st down. Here we go. Here's a snap. Holt to Thome. Cuts it around left side. He's out past 1st down marker. And running room out near the 40, maybe across the... We'll see where he went out. Went out at the 38-yard line. But a gain of about 8 on the play. Picks up a 1st down. A classic Chevrolet 1st down for the Trojans.
Lake City had Devin Davis spread wide there, Coach. He was able to get a nice seal block on the outside that would allow Thome to get around the outside and turn it up. So Davis is
Lake City.
Davis is dual threat. He's out there blocking and making big plays.
Exactly. Handoff this time to the man in the I formation, Noah Thome, and McBain smelled that one out, and there's going to be a loss on the play. Just never really got going on that one.
Logan Rodenbaugh coming up from the linebacker position, able to come left side of his tackle and meet Thome there, Coach, as soon as he took the ball.
Play was a little slow developing and just couldn't get it underway. So 2nd down and 14. Ball back inside the 35-yard line. 2 certainly contrasting offensive styles here tonight. Lake City takes their time huddling up, and Lake City had that up-tempo, no huddle once they had the ball. Spread formation this time, 1 setback in the shotgun, and we get penalty flags. Holt never got the snap. It hit the ground, but the play was called dead, and we have procedure penalty against Lake City, which will cost them 5 yards. So not just the loss of 4 on the last play, but now a loss of another 5. Make things a little more difficult.
If I'm Lake City, Coach, I almost invite the false start penalty if it's going to be a fumble. You lose 5 yards, you get to keep the ball. Otherwise, potentially you give Lake City the ball here on their own 32, 33-yard, or Lake City's 32 or 33-yard line.
So 2nd down, 19, spread formation, 1 setback. Holt in the shotgun, keeps it himself, goes off right tackle, makes a cut to his left, and able to get positive yardage, picks up 4 or 5. Once they spot it, looks like they'll give him 4 yards. It'll be 3rd and 15 for Lake City. Big 3rd down play coming for both these teams.
So on that play, Coach, he was faked the handoff to Thome, who's been doing the bulk of the carrying, and was able to pull the ball, keep it himself, come right side off the tackle, and did only get 4 yards, but it's good to see the dual threat in the backfield. And we got a 3rd and long coming up.
Holt takes a snap, drops back, looking over the middle, being rushed, throws it out to his left, and receiver was there, but so was the defender. And Auden Elam went up and knocked that one away, causing 4th and long now for Lake City.
So the pass was out there on the left-hand side. Holt had some pressure in his face, Coach, which forced the ball to be tossed up at an angle that was really slow developing, give Auden Ealing a chance to get there and knock it down. So first drive, this first drive here for Lake City fizzled out. We're going to have them in punt situation.
Snap is good. Kick is away. And McBain lets it hit at the 35-yard line, takes a Lake City bounce all the way down inside the 20 to the 16-yard line. So big switch in field position on that one as the ball took a very favorable Lake City roll on that punt.
That it did. It flops the field, and that's exactly what you need, Coach, when you can't put a drive together and you're hindered by penalties. You got to be able to flop the field and play the field position game while you got the lead.
4:30 left to go. Opening quarter here in Lake City. 7-0. Lake City on top. District championship ball game. Second possession of the night for McBain from their own 16. Spread formation. Seelan in the shotgun. Takes a snap. Keeps it himself right up the middle. And he's out near the 20 before he's pushed back. Looks like they'll give him 3 yards on the gain. But that was quarterback Keefe right from the start.
It was, yep. It was a fake handoff, quarterback Keefe. He was able to initially get through the front line of the Lake City defense. Once he got to the secondary, 3 yards deep, there was no going there. Miles McLeod had him along with everyone else on the Trojan defensive.
Exactly.
Side.
Camphouse in motion left to right. Seelan takes it, rolls to his right, looking to throw. Tried to go deep, and right in between two receivers, he had Verbergmos deep. He had Rodenbaugh a little shorter pattern, and the ball fell right in between them. Looked like he might have been hit a little bit, but didn't have a lot on that pass.
There wasn't a lot on that pass, Coach, because like we talked pregame, Blumberg was in the backfield. Blumberg's playing off the left side of the Lake City defense, and that's the way that Seelan rolled out. And Blumberg was able to get to the outside of his block and plan a hit on Seelan as he released the ball.
Another big third down play here for both teams. 3rd and 7. Ball back inside the 20-yard line. McBain spread formation. Seelan in the shotgun, one step back with him. Camphouse comes in motion to his left. Seelan looking deep down the left sideline. Ball is hanging out there and batted around, incomplete. Well defended by Lake City. Pass intended for Camphouse. Justin Camphouse brings up 4th down.
Holt was out there playing defense on that one, Coach, and he was able to get over there, meet the ball and the defender right here at midfield. All at the same time, knock it down, forces McBain into their second punt.
McBain punter back at the 10-yard line. Snaps good. Kick is away. Ball hits and takes a bounce over midfield. Lake City falls on it at the 42-yard line. That is their own 42. Devin Davis back to receive, and Lake City will put it in play from there, 1st and 10. So following the opening drive for a touchdown from the Trojans, we have had 3 consecutive punts as the defenses are stepping up, Jordan.
Well, we talked about that pregame. Going to have ourselves a defensive battle. Lake City actually took the first drive all the way down easily and scored on a nice passing route. Lake City now, Coach, has got pretty decent field position starting on their own 42.
Spread formation. Holtz handoff. Noah Thome, the carrier, and picked up about 6, maybe 7, depending on the spot. Approaching midfield at the 48-yard line. So we'll give him a gain of 7, and Lake City second down 3.
Thome made it out, Coach, to the 43-yard line. He was hit at the 44-yard line, and he was dragging defenders out, keeping them legs moving, and his knee seems to be doing fine so far this far into the game.
Boy, we saw that determined running from Thome last week when he went for over 130 yards against North Muskegon. In the spread, Holt takes it in the shotgun, keeps it himself right up the middle, and he's into McBain territory at the 46-yard line. And that would be a gain of 6 and a Lake City first down, a classic Chevrolet first down for the Trojans.
Just like we see from McBain with Seelan, another designed run by Lake City. puts it in Thom's chest, takes it out, runs right side off the tackle. And Lake City's offensive line's doing a real nice job getting some headway off the snap. And then you got the Lake City kids who just continue to run hard.
Spread formation again. Holt in the shotgun. Takes snap. Hand off to Thome. Made a cut to his right. Stretching for every yard he can get to the 41-yard line. And we'll give him 5 on the play. Just determined running from Noah Thome.
Yeah, it's a lot like we've seen last week with Thome and then Greenfield also, Coach, which we're missing him this week. But even last week, if they were getting hit at 2-3 yards in, they were getting 5-6 yards. If they're getting hit at the line of scrimmage, they're still picking up 2-3 yards. And it seems to be the exact same thing we've seen last week. Lake City can throw the ball, but when running's working, that's what they're going to do.
From the spread, Holt takes a snap, faked a wide pitch, kept it himself, and he's still on his feet, down inside the 20-yard line. Matthew Holt from the 41, down inside the 20, will give him a gain of, I have to do my math there.
Well, you do mine while you're at it.
Ball is at the 18-yard line. We'll give him 23. Gain of 23, Matthew Holt on the keeper.
On that play, Coach, Thome, when it's a run for Holt, a lot of times you see him put it in Thome's chest and pull it out and run it. This time he faked a big, wide pitch to the left. And I think 10 out of the 11 defenders on the McBain side all went to the left, and then Holt run by himself to the right.
Another classic Chevrolet first down for the Trojans as they put a second drive together in the ballgame tonight. Timeout on the field taken by McBain. We will take a quick timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Why walk all the way to the back of the big store to buy meat that comes from who knows where when you can buy locally raised meats from a locally owned market? Meat bundles from L&J Meat Market of Lake City can fill your freezer for less and feed your family for weeks on end. L&J's beef bundle includes 15 to 20 pounds of roasts, 20 pounds of steaks, and 25 pounds of ground beef, all locally raised. Don't forget to ask about their chicken, pork, and sampler bundles and their custom beef and pork processing. Meat is all they do, and they do it better at L&J Meat Market on Morey Road just south of Lake City. Order your bundle by calling 231-839-2176. 839-2176. Learn more at ljmeat.com.
Welcome back to Lake City, everyone. Rick Swanson with Jordan Shepler on 107.1 The Drive, home of Lake City playoff football. 1:43 left to go. Opening quarter, Lake City on top, 7-0. Following McBain timeout, we're ready to go. Lake City driving now inside the red zone, trying to put their second score on the board here tonight. Spread formation, Holt in the shotgun, takes a snap, keeps it himself again, off right tackle, and he's down inside the 15 to about the 12-yard line. So nice gain on first down for Matthew Holt. It'll be second down and 4 after a gain of 6.
Another designed run by Holt. Just taking the snap, finding the hole. They're using the short side of the field, closest to us here in the press box. They're running off tackle, and they're getting 5-6 yards of carry, and then, every third or fourth play goes for a big one. So Lake City driving. They're well within the red zone, and we have a 2nd and 5.
Here's a snap. Holt takes it, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, trying to go right side. He's got some room, makes a nice cut into the end zone. Matthew Holt from 12 yards out gets the second score for Lake City tonight. A BC Pizza of Lake City Trojan touchdown.
Identical play, Coach, to what they just ran the first one there. It looked like there might have been a little fumble up with the snap in the backfield with Thome. That didn't slow Holt down. He took the ball, got to about the 2-yard line, and put a juke move on Verberkamos, and Verberkamos went down and Holt didn't, and another Lake City touchdown.
Now the try for extra point. Kick is up from Schwab, and it is good, and that increases the Lake City lead 14-0 with 59 seconds left to go in the opening quarter. Timeout on the field. We'll take timeout back in 30 seconds.
Celebrating over 100 years of Chevy trucks at Classic Chevrolet with their biggest truck sale yet. 4x4 truck payments as low as $259 a month and supplier pricing for everyone. Or save over $11,000 off MSRP on Silverado trucks. Chevy trucks for over 100 years and over 100 in stock right now. Classic Chevrolet in Lake City. Call 800-554-LESS or visit ClassicChevyMI.com. Good luck to the Trojans in tonight's game. State bound, boys.
Welcome back, everyone. Lake City has just put together a 58-yard drive in 6 plays, capped off by 12-yard touchdown run from Matthew Holt, and they are on top over McBain 14-0 as we are now within the last minute of our opening quarter. Lake City ready to kick off. Here we go. We have a penalty flag on the kick. We're going to have an offsides. Somebody got over the 40-yard line before the ball was kicked. It's going to cost Lake City 5 yards, and we'll try it again.
It's a bummer for the Trojans, Coach. That ball was not touched by McBain because of the whistle. It landed and stopped at the 1-yard line.
It was a nice kick. I think it hit at the 5. It just stayed right there. So we'll try it again. Lake City's put together 2 scoring drives, sandwiched around a punt, and lead it 14-0. Here's the kick. This one hits at the 25, takes a direct bounce to the left, and goes out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. And, of course, that is a penalty. McBain will get the ball at their own 35. They'll get their third possession of the ball game. Trailing now 14-0. They really need to get something going offensively.
I look to have Lake City's defense continue to do what they're doing, Coach, with the 4-4 defense. They've got the 4 big boys up front, getting pressure, rushing 4. Miles McLeod, 4 across the center. You got 2 corners, 2 linebackers, 1 deep safety, Coach, and he's favoring the side of Verberkamos.
Spread formation from the shotgun. Seelan looking to throw. Got a receiver over on the right-hand side. Hit him with about an 8-yard gain, and the receiver picks up another 3. Haven't quite caught the number yet, but gain of 13 on the pass play, and McBain has a first down on the first down pass play.
So that time, Coach, was a little bit different. Seelan didn't roll out at all on that play. He just played traditional quarterback. He was able to hit Verberkamos, like you said, 8 yards out, and they had 2 guys on him right away.
This time Seelan brings it right toward us on the keep. Stopped there by Lake City, made a cut to the right, and met there. Like running into a stone wall on that one, Jordan.
Yeah, he's going to feel that one, that's for sure. He was met hard by Andrew Brown, 57, Andrew Brown.
After all that, Seelan was able to pick up 3 yards. He'll bring up second down and 7. McBain on the Lake City 46-yard line as they cross midfield. Camphouse goes in motion left to right. Seelan takes snap, rolls right out of the shotgun, looking to throw, and overthrows his receiver. Actually looked like McBain receiver was more concerned about the defender than going after the ball, but the ball falls incomplete. They'll bring up 3rd and 7 with just a couple seconds left to go here in the first quarter.
That was traditional Gavin Seelan there, Coach. He took the snap, likes to roll to his right. That's his strong side. That's his throwing hand. And he was able to get outside the tackle box, plant his feet. He overthrew the receiver. And even if it was a good pass, Lake City was there. They had cornerback on him, safety over top. That's the benefit of this 4-4 defense.
Spread formation again. Seelan shotgun, drops back, rolling again to his right. Got a receiver out there in the flat. That's for Berkmos. And he catches it right at the stick and goes out of bounds. And he seemed to be straddling the down marker, but the referee is going to take a timeout. And again, very, very close to the first down yardage.
Lake City Coach Maloney is not happy with that spot, Coach.
But we'll be back to see if that is a first down. That is the end of the first quarter here in Lake City. And Lake City Trojans lead McBain Ramblers 14-0. We'll be back with the second quarter in 30 seconds.
The LC Family Diner, right in the heart of Lake City, championing daily and nightly specials. But even more memorable is their Friday night fish fry and Saturday night prime rib. Open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. for your convenience. The family at the LC Family Diner wish the best of luck to the Lake City High School Trojans and are behind you all the way. Go Trojans!
Miller Contracting is an excavating contractor in Lake City specializing in residential and commercial dirt work. Miller Contracting is experienced in grading sand, gravel, topsoil, and stone. Call them for all your excavating needs at 231-839-0440. That's 231-839-0440. Miller Contracting wants to wish the Lake City Trojans best of luck in tonight's game. Go Trojans!
Welcome back to Lake City, everyone. Lake City playoff football here on 107.1 The Drive. Rick Swanson with Jordan Schepler. Start of the second quarter. Lake City on top, 14-0. Ball at the 39-yard line. The pass completion to Verbergmos. He caught it, went out of bounds. Looked like he was straddling the chain over there, but they're going to call it out of bounds just short. McBain facing a 4th and inches on the Lake City 39-yard line.
It's so short, I can't tell the difference between the 4th down marker and the line to gain marker. I bet it's 1 to 2 chain links.
That's quite a spot there that they made. Coach Maloney was not happy with that, as you said, Jordan, before the break. But here we go, big 4th down. McBain comes out, spread formation. We got Seeland in the shotgun. He's got one setback. That's Vandenbos. Here's a snap at his feet, picks it up, tries to make it himself, and boy, if he did, he didn't make it by much. He had to take it from the shotgun, so he did run about 4 yards, but as far as where it ends up, he might have got the first down by half the football. It is a Rambler first down at the 39-yard line of Lake City.
Lake City got what they needed there, Coach. He fumbled the snap at his feet in the backfield. They just didn't have enough push at the line to stop him behind the line.
Rodenbaugh goes in motion from right to left. Seeland rolling to his left. Looks for Vandenbos. He's got him. Or Rodenbaugh, I'm sorry. Rodenbaugh, who had gone in motion. And the pass play is going to pick up positive yardage on first down for McBain. But wide open over there in the flat, and pass completed for a gain of 8.
Seeland rolling to his weak side, to his left. Coach throwing across his body, hitting Rodenbaugh. Lake City, not that they're going to be happy with completed passes for 8 yards, but the McBain wide receivers right now at this point, Coach, are contained.
This time Seeland rolls to his right after taking the snap, being pursued, and he's going to be dropped back at the 36-yard line. A loss of 5 on the play. Excellent pursuit there, Jordan, that time by the Trojan defense.
Yeah, Marion was spreading it out. Number 34 for McBain. Rodenbaugh was blocking him. Seeland was trailing his block. If he would have cut it up, he had some more room. He tried to bounce it to the outside. Ben Marion able to stretch the field, shed the block, make the tackle for a loss. Loss of 5.
3rd and 7. Spread formation. In motion again is Rodenbaugh. Snap at his feet again. Seeland has to pick it up and scramble. He can't go anywhere. A bad snap again just kind of throws the whole play out of rhythm. And there's going to be a loss of 3. Putting the ball back at the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th and 10.
None other than Blumberg himself in the backfield again, Coach. Another break for the Trojans. A snap at the feet. 77 Blumberg, 99 Herrick able to be in the backfield and get all them yards back, Coach, that we gave up when Seeland was able to get it to Rodenbaugh. So 4th and 10. Lake City going to stay out there on defense because McBain's staying out there on offense.
Spread formation in the shotgun. Rodenbaugh again in motion. Seeland back to pass. Looking over the middle. And he did have George Brown over the middle, but threw it in double coverage. Lake City's able to knock it away, and Lake City's going to take over on downs.
Yeah, George Brown was open, Coach. That's the benefit of having one-on-one on the outside with the safety over top. You had Holt playing defense. And then as the ball was getting close to Brown, Devin Davis was actually able to undercut it and get there also, which was great defense by the Trojans, and they get rewarded with the turnover on downs. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Trojans on their own 38-yard line.
10:09 left to go here in the first half. 14-0, Lake City on top. Holt takes it, hands off to Thome. Thome ran into his own blocker, and it's probably one of the better hits he's had put on him all night long by his own teammate. So a short gain on that one, gain of 3.
Lake City's playing so well they can't even get out of their own way, Coach. So little bit of a bump in the road for the Trojans there, but
still positive
even with a
yards.
little bit of a hiccup, you still got 3-4 yards.
Still positive yards. Lake City started out tonight in the I formation, and after that first possession, they've gone to the spread. Here we are again from the shotgun. Holt rolling left, looking for some running room. Gets over one defender, out over midfield, stays on his feet until he finally goes out of bounds at the McBain 44-yard line. Excellent run from Matthew Holt. Gain of 14 on the play, and boy, it looked like McBain had a shot at him, but made a couple of cuts. Ends up with another classic Chevrolet first down.
Nice individual effort by Holt there, Coach. A lot of that was done by himself off the designed run. He made it all the way out, like you said, out here to the 44-yard line before he was run out of bounds. Wisely went out of bounds with Verberkemos coming down on him on the sideline.
Holt keeps it again this time, goes to his right, gets through the defense, only got one to beat, and caught from behind at the 20-yard line. Big pickup of 24 yards for Matthew Holt. McBain just doesn't have an answer for him here at the moment. And a classic Chevrolet first down for the Trojans at the McBain 20-yard line.
Well, Coach, I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it. We're going to continue to give it to Holt and let him do his thing. He's playing phenomenal right now, and it's a huge credit to the Lake City offensive line, these big chunks and yardage coming. And they're coming at the right time. Lake City is in the red zone.
Spread formation. Hand off to Thome this time up the middle, and nowhere to go that time. Stopped at the line of scrimmage is Noah Thome. It'll be 2nd down 10, Lake City.
So Thome there, Coach, going right up into the heart of the McBain defense. And really one of the McBain's only highlights on defense tonight. It was that it was just a few stops for no gain. Everything else has been working for the Trojans.
8:30 left to go in the second quarter. 14-0, Lake City on top. Trying to go up 3 scores here with the ball at the McBain 20-yard line. 2nd down 10. They come out in the spread formation again. Holt in the shotgun. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Thome, looks to his left, and ball through the receiver's hands. That was intended for Marion as he cut over the middle from right to left, but falls incomplete, 3rd and 10.
Coach, that's one there that should have been caught. Hit him coming across the middle for 5-6 yard gain would have been if he would have been able to haul it in. Verberkemos was coming up to make the hit, but you know, I'm taking Marion on that. If you're going Marion Verberkemos, I'm taking Marion being able to win that battle.
Fake handoff up the middle. Holt keeps it himself, cuts to the right, and down inside the 5-yard line, close to a Trojan touchdown, maybe down to the 1-yard line. A 19-yard gain from Matthew Holt. Simply faked the handoff to Noah Thome, kept it himself, and big yardage once again. Classic Chevrolet first down, 1st and goal to go from the 1.
Coach, that's nothing more than just hiking the ball, faking it to Thome, getting to the hole with determination and making things happen. This is nothing spectacular. This is nothing special that Lake City's running. They're just executing every single play.
Exactly. From the 1, 1st and goal. Holt takes a snap, hands off to Thome, and McBain is there. Maybe even a loss of 1 on that one. No running room on that play. It'll be 2nd and goal. Lake City from the 2.
Well, Thome's have a little bit of tough sledding here as of late, Coach. It's been mostly Holt doing the grunt work. I'd be surprised, Coach, if we don't right here 2 yards see a little Miles McLeod action, see if we can't get that fullback first man through. I'm calling a Miles McLeod touchdown.
Not a bad call. Thome just came out of the lineup. He's on the sideline.
Oh, yeah, we got Big Daddy in fullback.
And
Let's
here
do
we
it.
go. Here's a snap. Hands off to McLeod, and he cuts it to his right, and he's into the end zone for the Lake City touchdown. A BC Pizza of Lake City Trojan touchdown from 2 yards out. And Jordan, you called that absolutely perfectly. Miles McLeod in from 2 yards.
Lake City brought in number 99, Herrick. He's an offensive lineman. They put him in at fullback. He cleared the way, and Miles McLeod went in untouched. 2-yard touchdown for the Trojans, puts them up 3 scores.
Now, German exchange student Schwab will attempt the extra point. 7 minutes left to go, second quarter. Snap is good, kick is up, and it is good. So with 7 minutes left to go in the first half, Lake City has opened up a lead, 3 scores, 21-0 over the McBain Ramblers. Timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout. Back in 30 seconds.
High school students are training for the jobs of tomorrow today at the Wexford Misaki Career Technical Center in Cadillac. Juniors and seniors from 12 area high schools can choose from 14 career-driven programs. Free college credit is available. Visit WMISD.org and click or tap the Career Technical Education link. See all the great programs, then talk to your student's counselor. Call 876-2200. The Wexford Misaki Career Technical Center on 13th Street across from Baker College. Proud to serve the students of Lake City High School. CTC is the place to be.
Welcome back, everyone, to Lake City. The Trojans have just put together an 8-play drive covering 62 yards, and they go up 3 scores over the McBain Ramblers by a score of 21-0. Trojans is now kicking off. Here we go from the 40. High end-over-end kick taken by McBain at the 15. Running sideways. That is Auden Ealing, and nowhere to go. Brought down at the 15 as he ran side to side instead of making some headway downfield. But McBain will take over 1st and 10. Ball on their own 15-yard line.
First guy down the field off the kickoff. Marion able to flush him out towards the sideline, Coach, and right where he caught it, started running east and west and didn't gain a single yard. Marion was there to drop him down.
McBain, as they have been all night long, spread formation, no huddle, getting the call from the sideline, trying to go a little up-tempo. Seeland takes the snap. Handoff straight up the middle, and just a dive play to number 35.
Vandenboss.
That is Logan Vandenboss, and he picks up 4 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down 6 for the Ramblers.
Vandenboss, Coach, is the only one who was able to get any yardage against the Trojans tonight, and I think it's a lot to do with the head of steam he's got in the backfield and his size.
Snap at the feet of Seeland once again. He tries to pick it up, makes something of it, and probably a loss of 1 on the play, but that's several times tonight where the snap from center has been right at quarterback Gavin Seeland's feet, and it just throws everything off.
It does. Everything's about timing. You want to take the snap and get it to the guy or start your roll out. Your wide receivers are already taken off and running, so if the snap's at your feet, free play.
Seeland takes a snap and looks to his right, and he's got a receiver out there for Bergmos. There was a penalty flag. Lake City defender did not get off the field in time, so they had 12 players on the field. And the play will stand. McBain is certainly not going to take that penalty.
So we had a guy trotting off the field, Coach. Lake City's defense. So essentially a free play for McBain's offense there. So
exactly. And they made the most of it.
The pass ended up being complete to Berkamos over here near side towards on the press box side. And so
gain of 13.
1st and 10.
McBain going left to right here in the second quarter. Seeland takes it, keeps it himself off left tackle, trying to make something happen, and picks up about 6 yards before he's brought down at their own 40-yard line. So good positive yardage on 1st down for McBain. Trying to put something together here and get some points on the board. 5:33 left to go, second quarter. 21-0 Lake City on top.
Play still coming in from the sideline for the Ramblers. No huddle. Everybody's looking at their armbands, getting the next play.
Seeland takes a snap. Looking to his left, he's got George Brown over the middle and a big pickup inside the 45-yard line of Lake City. So we have a 16-yard pickup on the pass play. Sealand to George Brown, and a McBain first down at the Lake City 44.
George Brown able to go out, Coach, and sit in between the corner and the safety, and Sealand put it on him on a dart, and Lake City was there to swarm it after the fact.
Camphouse comes in motion. Sealand back to pass, keeps it himself, and he picks up about 8 before he's brought down on the far sideline, but a penalty marker was thrown from the backfield.
When the guy behind the offense, Coach, throws the flag, it's against the offense. We're going to have a hold coming here against McBain. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. The spot of the foul appears to be at the 45-yard line of the Trojans, so that should back them up to the 45-yard line of McBain, and we will have a replay of the down. It should be 1st and 20.
Exactly. Wiped out a nice gain of 8. So when you look at it that way, it ends up being a penalty of 18 yards against McBain. Under 5 minutes now left to go, second quarter. McBain in the spread formation. Sealand in the shotgun.
Lake City multiple times tonight, Coach, is able to get McBain behind the sticks with penalties and then come up big. Makes them turns them in one-dimensional passing team.
Sealand looking over the middle, and a great rush from the Lake City defense.
Sacked.
And there's a sack in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of 6. Sealand just had a second to throw, decided to pull it in. He couldn't pull the trigger on it, and Lake City was right there to bring him down.
Well, Coach, you got Bloomberg and you've got Scarborough in the backfield, and when those two guys are around you and you decide to pull it down and run, you better be extremely fast or lucky, and Sealand was neither that time.
So the ball's back at the McBain 39-yard line. They need to get all the way to the Lake City 34-yard line for a first down.
Coach Maloney's getting fired up. You can tell just the way he's calling the plays in from the sidelines. They're awfully animated, and he's extremely... Told you, they just called a timeout.
And we do get a timeout on the field taken by McBain. So stay with us. We'll take a timeout as well. We'll be back here in Lake City in 30 seconds.
In the quiet town of Lake City lies a locally owned family pharmacy that takes pride in helping improve the health of every patient that comes through the door. At Lake City Family Pharmacy, you're more than just a prescription. Here, you're family. And their experienced team of professionals are always available to help answer any of your questions you may have regarding prescription or over-the-counter medications. Lake City Family Pharmacy is your full-service family pharmacy for both traditional and compound medications. Call them today, 231-559-0005, or stop by their store, located at 45 Maury Road in Lake City.
Welcome back, everyone, to district final football action of Division 7 of the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Rick Swanson with Jordan Shepler, and we are in Lake City tonight as the Lake City Trojans host the McBain Ramblers for this district title. 3:46 left to go in the second quarter. Lake City on top, 21-0. Have really had everything their way so far in the first half. Lake City has second and long with the ball at their 39. Spread formation from the shotgun. Camphouse coming in motion toward us. Sealand rolling to his right, looking to throw deep. Throws it over the middle. It's short and picked off by the Trojans at the 32-yard line. The ball just didn't carry very well. Devin Davis is there for the interception. Lake City back on the offense.
Coach Sealand takes a snap, rolls far to his right. The problem that McBain is having is Bloomberg. It's time, day in and day out, time and time again, they're rolling to his side, and he's shedding his block, and he's putting pressure on. He's not there before the throw is gone, but he's forcing that ball to be air-mailed out there, and then Davis is able to get underneath it. I bet Davis was there 1-2 seconds before the ball even landed.
Oh, yeah. That was a great defensive play. Turns the ball over. Lake City on offense. Ball at their own 32-yard line. Holt takes a snap. Comes to his left. And met there. Still escapes a couple defenders. Able to pick up positive yardage out to the 43-yard line. We'll give him a gain of 5 on the play. Kind of made something out of nothing on that one. But we've seen him do that several times tonight already, Jordan.
Yeah, that's the same thing That's the same thing Lake City's doing. It's a designed run. And until McBain figures out a way to stop it, I don't see why you would do anything different. It's the same thing in sports all the time. If you find something that works, you stick with it and you force the other team to figure it out. Lake City's got 2nd and 5.
Spread formation, Holt in the shotgun, takes a snap, fakes the handoff to Thome, looking down left sideline. He had Davis out there, well defended, pass overthrown, incomplete. Davis just let go right down the left sideline, but McBain defender there with him.
Yeah, and I don't know if Davis thought that ball wasn't going to be coming his way. It looked like Holt had taken the snap couple steps to his right there, and maybe thought he would be going to the far side of the field, and he let up. But he was overthrown by a couple yards. Good pass by Holt, and then Davis just couldn't get underneath it.
3rd and 6. Holt in the shotgun, takes it, fake handoff, keeps it himself, and dropped for a loss of 2 back to the 35-yard line, and that's going to bring up a punting situation for the Trojans. 2:34 left to go in the first half.
Coach, it looks like almost you keep the offense on the field, or they bring in the punting team?
Well, I don't think personally that you mess with anything down here at the 35-yard line.
No, here we go. They're in the punt formation.
4th and about 8 for Lake City. They lead it 21-0 over McBain. Here's a snap. It's good. Punt is away. Hits at the 40 and bounces straight up. Stays right there. The ball is at the 37-yard line of McBain. I thought I saw a marker at one point.
Yeah, we got a marker down here, Coach, on the 32-yard line. Lake City only had 10 guys on the field, and as they were getting ready to snap the ball, we had an 11th guy come onto the field, which technically would be a false start because he's supposed to be out there on the line. So it should be a legal shift or false start, legal procedure against the Trojans.
And right now they're seeing what Coach Maloney wants to do for McBain, and he does decline the penalty. So McBain will take over following the Lake City punt.
Yeah, it's only a 25-yard punt. That's why they chose to decline the penalty, Coach. So here we are. McBain's going to have it 1st and 10 on their own 37-yard line.
Trying to make something happen with 2 minutes left to go in the second quarter. McBain would certainly like to get on the scoreboard before halftime, and Lake City wants to keep that goose egg on the board.
If they can get on the board before halftime, Coach, they deferred. They won the toss and deferred, so they should be able to get they would get the ball back.
Yes, they did. Seelan takes a snap, looking down the right sideline. Nice thrown ball, and we get a penalty marker. That pass was intended for Verberkmos, and they're going to call what looks like a pass interference against the Trojan pass defender, much to the chagrin of the Lake City faithful down in front of us in the stands.
Yeah, and I can't say I agree with it 100% either. The defender was turned. He was looking at the ball. His hands were going to go up for the ball. Looked to me a lot like feet got tangled up there and Verberkmos went down. But nonetheless, Coach, here we are in Trojan territory on the 49-yard line.
Spread formation, 1st and 10, McBain. So this particular drive starts very well with gain of 15 off the penalty. Seelan looking to his left. And right there, dropped in the backfield, another Lake City sack of quarterback Gavin Seelan. He just had no time to get that pass off. It's like he had one look, and then they were there in his face.
Coach Bradley Burden able to come up from this linebacker position and come right through the line and have a free shot at Seelan.
Loss of 8. Seelan rolling to his right, looking to throw, waiting for his defender to open up. He's got Verberkmos, and just out of his reach at the 20-yard line, falls incomplete. It does stop the clock for McBain, something they're a little thankful for. With 1:17 to go in the second quarter, it'll be 3rd and 18.
Coach, I think this is playing right into Lake City's hands. If you're McBain, so far what you've done is you've had a couple runs up the middle with your big guy, Vandenbos, and the rest of it's been Seelan rolling either left or right. What happens is if he's not getting sacked in the backfield, Seelan's rolling out, he's stopping, he's signaling Verberkmos to go deep, but Verberkmos has got a guy on him, and plus we're putting safety over top. So I don't exactly – there's got to be other options for McBain.
Seelan rolling left now, looking to throw, drops off a short one to Rodenbaugh, and Rodenbaugh picks up very positive yardage, a gain of about 15 on the pass play from Sealand to Vandenbos.
Timeout, Coach.
We got a timeout on the field to preserve some time. It does bring up a big fourth down play for McBain. They want to be on the same page. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
McLean Transmissions in Lake City services vehicles, foreign and domestic, specializing in transmissions, transfer cases, differentials, high-performance driveline, 4x4s, clutches, and computer diagnostics. For anything transmission and quality used cars, it's McLean Transmissions on LaChance Road between Cadillac and Lake City. Call 231-779-1394. That's 231-779-1394.
Welcome back to Lake City, everyone. Lake City on top, 21-0 over McBain with 1:05 left to go in the first half. McBain facing a big 4th and 4 after that big pass play of 15 yards. Here we go, spread formation. Sealand in the shotgun. McBain would certainly like to pick this up. Sealand looking to his right, pass out there. It's completed at the 35, and that will be enough for the first down. 3 yards to spare. Pass completed to Verbergmos.
Well drawn up play by McBain. Verbergmos, every time he's been targeted, it's been 15-plus yards. So this time they said, get it past the sticks, stop, we'll put it on you. Lake City's given him, 10, 12 yards cushion?
Gain of 7 on the play, first down. Sealand takes a snap, looking to his left, got a receiver, and it's completed down to the 15-yard line.
Pass completed out that time, Coach, is going to Camp House.
20-yard gain for McBain, trying to get on the scoreboard here. 43 seconds left to go in the second quarter. 1st and 10 from the 15. They're waiting to get the chain set on the far side, and now we're ready to go. Spread formation. Sealand looking to his right. Lays it out there for Verbergmos, and knocked up in the air by Lake City defenders. Verbergmos certainly had the height advantage, but Lake City defender went up high to knock that one away. That was in the corner of the end zone. Would have been a score for the Ramblers.
Towanski on the defensive end there, Coach. He was able to go up and get the ball at its highest point, while Verbergmos appeared to have jumped a little bit early and was on his way down.
Second down 10, 32 seconds now left to go. Sealand back to throw. Now rolling to his right. Looking into the end zone, and just through the hands of his intended receiver and out through the back of the end zone. Intended for number 34 that time, Logan Rodenbaugh. That's going to bring up 3rd and 10. But he was open in the end zone.
He was.
Could have been another score.
Yeah, he was well open. He was just missed wide, just out of his reach, just off his hands. Lake City didn't have a defender there. It was just it's a break for the Lake City defense, and a break for the offense too. That stops the clock.
3rd and 10, spread formation. Sealand in the shotgun, takes a snap, drops straight back, looking to his left. Ball overthrown, intended for George Brown, and George Brown was inside the 5-yard line, but could not complete the pass. Bring up 4th and 10.
Yeah, that ball was uncatchable, Coach, and I think the pass is being rushed when he's staying in the pocket because it's all the pressure he's had tonight with Bloomberg and all them other guys there coming in on the inside. I expect Lake City to put a lot of pressure and rush here, even if they send McLeod from the second row of defense.
4th down. Sealand takes a snap, rolls to his right. Looking in the end zone, heaves it up in the back of the end zone. Verbergmos does bring it down, but he's out of bounds. He was out past the out-of-bounds line at the back of the end zone by a yard or two, and that's going to turn the ball over on downs. McBain turned away from a good scoring opportunity. 12 seconds left to go in the quarter.
Extremely smart defense there on Lake City's end, Coach. They were letting them catch it in front of them on 4th down because they knew that they could swarm around and bring them down, still get the turnover on downs. And then Towanski over here on the defensive end played that ball where if it was over his head, it's going to be out of bounds. He was on the out of bounds line. He was on the back of the goal line. So
the ball at the 15-yard line. Lake City just be happy, I would think, to kneel down here. Run 12 seconds off the clock. They're in the spread formation. Holton, the shotgun, keeps it himself straight up the middle. And he's got some running room. He's out to the 35-yard line, to the 38-yard line.
Timeout, Lake City.
23-yard gain. Matthew Holt, they don't want to sit on it. And now 5 seconds left to go, and they take a timeout. We'll keep it right here with just 5 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Lake City on top, 21-0, having just turned McBain away from their best scoring opportunity that they've had tonight deep in Lake City territory. But Lake City's going to keep that goose egg on the clock here at halftime, leading at 21-0.
I look for Lake City to come out and give Holt a chance, see if he can't get it to one of his guys on the outside here, and see if possibly Davis or somebody can get behind the defender by a step or two with a clean catch and maybe attempt to get into the end zone. I know it looked like, Coach, maybe we'd see a kneel down and go into halftime, but we're talking Lake City McBain football here. We're talking crosstown rivals.
But on the other hand, they didn't risk a handoff.
Right.
They didn't risk a pass. He just kept it himself. And that's smart. That's what you have to do.
Being backed up on your own side of the field, Coach. If you're going to do something like that, you play it smart. Now you've got yourself near midfield out here at the 37, 38-yard line. You've got a little bit more room to work. And if you throw it, and you throw it deep, it's the same as a punt. So you're going to get these guys catching it down here on the 20. So if it is an interception, you'd have plenty of time to.
Holt takes a snap, looking over the middle, and completed at the 45-yard line, but brought down right there. That's Ben Marion with the reception. A gain of about 7 on the pass play, but that does run out the first half here in Lake City. Well, that's the end of the first half with our halftime score. The Lake City Trojans 21, the McBain Ramblers nothing. We'll be right back with the scoring recap. We'll have some statistics for you, analysis, who the opponent may be for one of these teams next week.
Come out here and
we'll have a special guest interview for you in the BC Pizza of Lake City halftime show. We'll be back here in Lake City in 2 minutes.
Missaukee County and the surrounding area have some of the most beautiful land and homes around. Sarah Crawford and Carrie Jewett of Exit Realty Land and Lakes specialize in residential, waterfronts, recreational properties, and property management. If you're thinking of buying or selling, put Sarah and Carrie's expertise to work for you. No extra fees, no outsourced hotlines, just honest local service. Ask them about their new smart signs, allowing you to find out more about their listings from the property's driveway. Let Sarah and Carrie guide you home. South Lakeshore Drive in Lake City and on Facebook at Exit Realty Land and Lakes.
Sportsmanship is still relevant in school sports. Good sportsmanship should be a given at our games. It's one of the primary reasons we have school sports to begin with, to help today's young people become tomorrow's community leaders. You can learn more about sportsmanship and download a full kit of sportsmanship ideas from the MHSA website at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Stop into High Point Auto and Truck Center in Cadillac for a great selection of new GMC and Cadillacs. High Point is your premier source for parts, services, tires, accessories, and new and certified used vehicles. We are your one-stop shop for every vehicle need that you may have. At High Point Auto and Truck, customer satisfaction is our goal. High quality, high standards, but low prices at High Point Cadillac GMC, located at exit 177 in Cadillac.
The harsh northern Michigan winter is right around the corner, and that's why you need to heat your home with Holton's LP Gas. Call them today at 231-839-4600. You can contact the office for specials today. And if you're a new customer, they've got specials just for you. Holton's LP Gas has been in Lake City for 30 years. But don't worry, they service the entire listening area with 24/7 live trained professionals. Holton's LP Gas is a proud supporter of Lake City Athletic.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Lake City Athletic Complex and the BC Pizza of Lake City halftime show. This is Rick Swanson along with Jordan Shepler, where our halftime score is the Lake City Trojans 21 and the McBain Ramblers nothing. We'd like to start off by giving you a recap of the scoring so far, all on Lake City's side. McBain really only having one scoring opportunity late in the second quarter, but turned away by the Lake City defense. Also being entertained here at halftime by the Lake City Band out in the center of the field. Before the Lake City Trojans, on their very first possession of the ball game, Lake City took it 68 yards, capped off by a 15-yard scoring pass from Matthew Holt to Taylor Butkovich. The kick was good, and at the 8:19 mark of the first quarter, Lake City was on top 1-0. Then after an exchange of 3 punts, Lake City was able to score once again, this time putting together a 58-yard drive, and Matthew Holt finished it off himself with a 12-yard touchdown run. Again, the extra point kick was good by Mika Schwab, the German exchange student, and with 59 seconds left to go in the first quarter, Lake City was on top 14-0. Just one score in the second quarter. Lake City put together, again, a nice drive, starting from their own 38-yard line, a drive of 62 yards. This time capped off 2-yard touchdown run from Miles McLeod. Again, the kick was good, and with 7 minutes left to go in the first half, Lake City had extended their lead to 21-0, which is where we are right now. So let me turn it over to Jordan here for a couple of moments, and he'll give us some halftime numbers.
On the Lake City end, Coach, as far as offense, Holt is 3 of 4 for 60 yards and a touchdown. Thome has carried the ball 11 times. He's got 47 yards rushing. Holt has carried the ball 12 times. He has 138 yards rushing and a touchdown. And number 9, the big Miles McLeod, has carried the ball twice. He's got 3 total rushing yards and 1 touchdown. We brought him in there 2 yards out from the end zone and allowed him to punch it in. On the receiving end, 28, Taylor Butkovich has 1 catch for 16 yards and a touchdown. Receiving for number 1, Devin Davis has 1 reception, 32 yards. And then Marion has a catch for 8 yards. On the defensive end for Lake City, Miles McLeod has 4 tackles. Davis has 3 tackles. Marion has 2 tackles. Holt has 2 tackles. Towansky has 3 tackles and some really good cornerback play. Let's go down here and take a look at the big guys, Coach. We got number 99, Herrick. He's got a sack. Number 77, Bloomberg, has 2 sacks. And number 33, Bradley Burden, coming up with that big sack there late in the second quarter. For McBain, I've got them down, Coach, for 18 rushing yards. A lot of that is to do with the sacks and stuff that are coming and the losses that they're getting. I've got them on the bright side for them, Coach. The really only thing that they've got right now is they're 60%, 6 for 10 for 70 yards passing. But another thing I want to touch on, Coach, as far as stats and stuff, is what Lake City's done to be able to deter the kick returns. And then we have a guy who's kicking the extra points, and they look like they would be, decent field goal distance.
That's true. That's very true. Well, you can tell by the numbers that it's basically been the Lake City Trojans through this first half. Their defense has stepped up incredibly strong, but they've been tough all season long. They came into this game tonight giving up only an average of 8 points a game, and 4 of those touchdowns that are points against them came on kick returns, which really wasn't the set defense out on the field. But just all Lake City in this first half, as I mentioned, McBain had the 1 scoring opportunity. They hit the red zone at the end of the second quarter, but could not punch it in. And Lake City's kind of dominated. Jordan, I think you said less than 20 rushing yards for McBain.
I show them at 18.
18 rushing yards for McBain.
And the most they had, Coach, they had 22, and then they had the loss of 4, so it brings them to 18 yards.
And the fact that Matthew Holt is well over 100 already himself. Thome is able to run. Very good news for the Trojan faithful, because we were told before the game that he did have the banged-up knee. They weren't real sure at that point how much he could go. They were going to try it, But I'll tell you what, Noah Thomas looked like his old self, and barring any other further aggravation of that knee, I think he's going to be in good shape here second half.
And another thing too, Coach, is I would look for Lake City too. If they're going to come out and hang another score on the board and go up 4, he might even get an early night and get some rest.
That wouldn't be a bad idea from the coaching staff. Prevent that type of re-injury, so to speak. Going on to the turnovers, we only had one turnover in the ballgame so far. One of Gavin Seeland's passes was intercepted by Devin Davis. Lake City came away with the one turnover, but that was it in the ballgame. McBain, the story of the game, I believe, is just McBain has not been able to sustain anything on offense, and Lake City's kind of had their way with them. I'm a little bit surprised by that. We anticipated a good defensive game tonight. Well, Lake City has held their end of the bargain, but we just haven't seen it from McBain, Jordan, for whatever reason.
I give a lot of credit to the Lake City defense and the coaching staff. Coach, they're running a completely different defense from last week. They've had 6 days to put it in. So what's happening, Coach, is you got 4 guys up front, and you got 4 guys running across the middle on the Lake City defense. A lot of what McBain's trying to do is get to the outside. They're able just to stretch it. So McBain's running, 8 to 10, 12 yards a play, but they're going east and west.
Exactly.
So that's what.
Exactly.
And, another thing is, I don't want to take anything away from the Lake City defense, but the offense of McBain is shooting themselves in the foot with the low snaps and the mishaps and the miscues. So everything's playing into Lake City's hands, and if they can hold that, real strong through the third quarter and in the fourth quarter, this should be a pretty good night for the Trojans.
Yeah, I don't know how many times we made the call at the snap that from center was right at Gavin Seeland's feet, and a couple times he had to fumble it, trying to pick it up, get control of it, and it just throws off the entire play. We got great weather here tonight in Lake City. Weather's not a factor. It's a little bit cool, but the field is dry. And we've got a good hitting ball game. It's a Highland Conference matchup. We've seen good defense from Highland teams all season long, but the McBain offense is really stepping it up tonight and taking control on their end also. Let's do that updated score, Jordan.
Yeah, we're getting updated here. It's got to be getting close to closing time in Roscommon, Coach. Roscommon's holding on to a 22-7 lead over Iron Mountain. And, looking forward, Coach, either one of those teams, if the Trojans wins, would have to travel down here to play the Trojans, with them having the points and the record, and, they're the better team points-wise in the playoffs.
Exactly. I was a little surprised to see that game was being held tonight. They started at 6 o'clock. But Iron Mountain, of course, has a long trip. They're located on the west edge of the Upper Peninsula there on the border with Wisconsin. And quite often when there's a long travel like that involved, they'll move it to Saturday. But, Iron Mountain would have left this morning for that long trip, and the game time was 6 o'clock. And right now, Roscommon is leading Iron Mountain, as Jordan said, 22-7. Important because the winner of that game takes the winner of this game on next week in a regional championship game.
I'd like to try to, Coach, here at halftime, track down and see if we can get our listeners maybe a heads up or a jump on when that next week game would be, if the Trojans were to continue to hold on to this game, if we are going to have a Friday night game, or if it would be pushed to like a Saturday, maybe a 12 or 1 o'clock start here.
Right. Want to go with the discussion a little bit, which I mentioned we would do, of region number 1 in Division 7, of which Lake City and McBain are a part. But I want to trace through all the teams that were taking place and are taking place in region 1 of Division 7. Last week, Harbor Springs at 7-2 traveled to Roscommon 8-1, and Roscommon won that one by a score of 36-6. Oscoda at 8-1 traveled to Iron Mountain. Iron Mountain went into that game 7-2, finishing the regular season at 7-2. Iron Mountain won that ball game 36-14. So that's where we come up with the Roscommon Iron Mountain duel that we have going tonight, which Roscommon leads 22-7. On this side of the bracket in region number 1, of course, last week Lake City hosted North Muskegon and in a very hard-fought game, came away with a 30-28 victory. North Muskegon had the ball deep in Lake City territory at the end of the game, threatening to pull out the victory, but Lake City held on and was able to pull it off. McBain, on the other hand, hosted Pine River last week, and they defeated Pine River 28-14 in another rematch of Highland Conference competition. So, therefore, we have Lake City and McBain tonight. But those were the 8 teams that were participating in Region 1. There are 4 regions in each division, hence 32 teams in each division. The first 3 weeks of playoff action from the MHSAA does have the higher rated team by playoff points serve as the host school. That's why Iron Mountain is traveling all the way down to Roscommon, for example, because Roscommon was the higher rated team according to the playoff points. Well, now joining us in the booth is our special guest for tonight, and I welcome in Jack Gaffney to spend a little time with us. Jack, thanks for stepping in.
Thank you, Rick.
Sharing some time. Jack and I have known each other for a long time in my years teaching and coaching at Manton, and Jack, of course, here in Lake City. And, I mean, we know each other back in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
We can go back quite a ways.
Back,
yeah. How many years have you been at Lake City?
Lake City, 35, and 7 years previous to that, so 42 in all in education.
And I got to throw this out because you caught me a little by surprise. I didn't realize you were back teaching in the classroom. Yeah. So what are your current positions right now?
I'm teaching 5th grade here in Lake City in the elementary school, and I still help Bill Tisron. I'm one of his assistant girls basketball coaches as well.
And that season isn't too far away. We're going to have winter sports on us before we know it.
We're looking forward to that.
So, Jack, I want to ask you a question. You're close also to the football program, and the last couple of years, obviously, Lake City has put together 2 really, really fine football squads. And what do you think makes these special teams of Lake City so good?
Well, these kids are pretty dedicated, and they're unified, and they really trust one another. And not only that, but, you were in coaching for a long time. They believe in themselves, and they believe in their coaching. Their coaches do a great job, and they're all on the same page, and they believe in one another, and there's very little negativity at all.
I mean, it's been phenomenal to watch, and it's been great that 107.1 has had the opportunity to follow Lake City on the playoff run last year, and again this year, and just able to see this team and everything they bring to the table, and this defensive unit tonight. My gosh, they're just having their way with McBain.
Well, they are. The last time we played them, I felt, and so did the coaches, that McBain actually was more physical than us, and that was kind of a theme that they didn't want that to happen again. And as you can see, I don't think that's happening tonight.
And tonight, the Lake City offense is really stepping it up. We knew the Lake City defense was really strong, but the offense tonight,
they're doing well. They're doing well. They're really doing well. The line, I think the strength of this team, Rick, has been the guys up front. You know how a lot of football games are won in the trenches. We all know that, and we have an exceptional group of linemen that just do an absolutely outstanding job. And of course, it makes it easier for the backs and receivers when the quarterback has time and the receivers can get open. But we have a good crew of skilled kids too. But we really have a strong group of linemen.
And we're talking offensive linemen and defensive linemen.
Both.
Are there many of those
sides
that go both ways?
Not very many.
Yeah.
They alternate them. Somebody will go offense and then switch to defense, and they keep them fresh. And that helps.
Oh, that certainly helps. That's phenomenal, especially as you wear on into the game.
Exactly.
In the third and fourth quarters. So we got just a couple minutes here before we roll into the second half. Teams are on the field warming up. What do you see for the second half, Jack? Anything special?
I think if we stay focused and continue with Kyle and Kevin's game plan, I think McBain's in trouble. I really do. I mean, the kids are performing well, and they're focused tonight. Last time we played them, we had over 100 yards and penalties, and that doesn't seem to be an issue tonight. So they stay focused. I think we're going to be okay, and I think we're not going to see much of a difference in the second half.
All right. Well, we'll hope so. Jack Gaffney, thank you very much for stopping in.
Thank you,
sharing your thoughts with us.
Appreciate it. Yep.
Teams are on the field, huddling up, ready to get this second half underway. We are in Lake City, District Championship night, 21-0. Lake City Trojans on top of McBain. And to start the second half, McBain will be receiving the kickoff. They won the opening toss tonight and deferred to the second half. So they will be receiving the ball and once again try to get something going to get on the scoreboard. But that Lake City defense has been very tough all night long. And the Lake City offense is matching that defensive effort. And as we were saying here just a few moments ago, through both sides of the ball, lead McBain 21-0. Lake City out on the field, ready to kick to start our second half. And in the third quarter, Lake City will be traveling from right to left across your radio, and McBain will be going from left to right. Same as we were in the second quarter tonight. So Lake City ready to kick. We'll get this thing underway. Second half of action coming to you from Lake City District Finals tonight. And a kick is away. End over end kick, hits at the 10-yard line, takes a bounce into the end zone, and McBain will bring it out on the touchback. No chance to return that one. The kick was near us here on the near sideline, but took a favorable bounce, did not go out of bounds, bounced into the end zone for the touchback. McBain will take over 1st and 10.
Coach, I don't even know if you realize how many people are here, but that line to the bathroom is a long one. There's a lot of people out there.
Well, we want those updates, Jordan. Give us those updates. We cover every aspect of the game.
Late getting back.
So from the spread, here's the first down play. Seelan takes a snap, fakes the handoff, and he probably should have given it up because he's caught for a loss in the backfield. And we'll see where they mark it. It's going to be a loss of 2. Oh, now they're extending it to 3. We'll give them a loss of 3 on the play. And McBain facing 2nd and 13.
Seems to be taking back off where they left off, Coach, with struggling to run the ball here early on.
Still spread formation. Sealing in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Drops straight back. Looking over the center. And intercepted by Lake City at the 15. Down to the 10. Sealand's pass intended over the middle. Intercepted by Lake City and returned down to about the 11. We'll have to check the penalty flag, which also is inside the 15-yard line, to see if Lake City's going to hang on to this. And they do. It is against McBain holding. Of course, Lake City declines. And, boy, right off the bat here in the third quarter, Jordan, Lake City gets another crack at it.
Yeah, Sealand didn't roll out. He just kind of hung in the pocket, and he took a 3-step drop, tried to throw it across the middle. Skyler Miller on the defensive end for the Trojans at linebacker position played that just like he was the receiver. It almost looked like it was meant to be, and he come across the middle. And
so Lake City 1st and 10 on their own 11, trying to punch this one in. Holtz handoff to Thome off left tackle, and Thome is inside the 10-yard line down to the 7 before he's tripped up there, and Lake City will have a second down.
Nice gain of 4 or 5 for Thome off the left tackle, getting the Trojans into about the 7-8 yard line. Good push off the left side, and I expect to see the Trojans down here, Coach, continue to do what they did in the first half, is run and pound the ball. We got a little bit different look in the backfield this second half.
Second down 6. Holt takes a snap, rolling to his right, looking in the end zone, passes out there, and the receiver laid out for it, but could not quite bring it in. I believe that was Ben Marion, and pass is incomplete.
Nice effort by Marion there, running left to right towards the pylon, laying out for it, giving it everything he had. It appeared to us he had the ball in his hand, and then we lost sight of him as he went down towards the ground, and the ball hit the turf and come loose.
Lake City obviously in 4-down territory at this spot. Ball at about the 8-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 6. Just nicely underway here in the second half in Lake City. 10:37 left to go in the third quarter. 21-0 Lake City on top. District championship game here tonight in region number 1 of Division 7. Holt takes a snap immediately to his left, trying to find some running room, but this time the McBain defense closes in on him and actually going to lose a yard back to the 9-yard line.
Good push that time by 44 Noah Hendrickson for the Ramblers. He's able to shed his block, slide down the line to the open hole where Holt was headed, and meet him there head on.
Ball at the 9-yard line, 4th and 7. And Lake City lining up for a field goal attempt. The ball is going to be put down at the 16-yard line, making this a 26-yard attempt. And this is Schwab, the German exchange student, trying to put it in from 26 yards away. Here's the snap. Kick is up, and kick is wide to the right. Just missed it, and that'll turn the ball over to McBain once again.
Coach, after seeing a couple of his extra points, I know that he can make that. The snap was a little bit high. Good job by the holder, though, be able to snag the ball, put it back down on the tee. But a little bit of a missed snap there and a missed opportunity for the Trojans, being deep in their Ramblers territory. But field position is still in favor of the Trojans.
Exactly. McBain ready to go once again. Spread formation, 1st and 10. Ball at the 20-yard line. Sealing in the shotgun. Takes snap. Rolling to his left. Off left tackle. Keeps it himself. Fumbles the football. And at about the 25-yard line, all the Lake City players are saying they have it, and they do. Trojans recover on McBain's first play of the drive. And once again, the Trojans have fantastic field position at the 25-yard line.
Another big play by Bradley Burton, Coach. He's the one who had the sack there in the second, just before the second half come to an end. And he was able to get onto the recovery. And now the Trojans, again, Coach, have opportunity to put more points on the board.
3rd turnover by the McBain Ramblers tonight. And Lake City trying to capitalize here, leading at 21-0. 9:42 left to go, third quarter. Lake City comes out this time in a spread formation, 1 setback. Holt in the shotgun, takes a snap, fakes a pitch, keeps it himself, right down the middle of the field, and he may score it, not quite. Tripped up at about the 1. A big play from Matthew Holt, 24-yard run, and Lake City will have it 1st and goal from the 1. That is a classic Chevrolet 1st down for the Lake City Trojans.
Well, Coach, we're on the 1. This is, I see the heavy-duty Lake City Trojan backfield coming in. We got number 99, Herrick, coming in, and looks like he's going to have McLeod with him. And then we also have another defensive line, Bloomberg, spread to the right.
Here's a snap. Holt keeps it himself. Matthew Holt
touchdown.
Into the end zone from a yard out for another Lake City touchdown. A BC Pizza of Lake City Trojan touchdown.
Well, Coach, they've got a goal line package, and they're bringing in some of their defensive linemen. You got Bloomberg, you've got Herrick, and you've got McLeod. And that tandem right there, if you're going to run behind those guys, it's going to take some beef to stop them, and McBain doesn't seem to have it.
Here's a snap for the extra point. It is up and good. And Lake City now leads it with 9:08 left to go in the third quarter. 28-0 over the McBain Ramblers. Timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout back in 30 seconds.
We've all been there. We rely on our vehicles more than ever to get us where we need to go, safe and sound. McBain Auto Service is open Monday through Friday and are fully licensed and insured to serve you. With over 50 years combined experience, they specialize in everything from brakes to engine repair with no job too big or small. Stop in for a safety inspection. McBain Auto Service, located at 9438 South Maury Road in McBain, or call 231-825-2729.
Welcome back to Lake City, everyone. Rick Swanson with Jordan Scheffler. With 9:08 left to go, third quarter, Lake City has just scored and now leads McBain 28-0. Certainly not the start of the second half McBain thought they'd have, receiving the second half kickoff. But here in less than 3 minutes, they have turned the ball over twice. in the third quarter. Here's the kickoff. Ball goes through the receiver's hands at the 10, picks it up, running sideways, being chased by the Lake City defenders at the 10, the 15. And with all the running, they did pick up about 5 yards on that return to the 15-yard line. But again, McBain's going to have the football deep in their own territory.
Lake City able to get good guys down the field, Coach. By the time that ball was picked up and fielded, and he started running east and west with it, he only had 2 blockers, and there was 6 Lake City defenders already shed their blocks and tracking him down.
Lake City, following that last fumble recovery, scored from 25 yards out on 2 plays to pick up their 4-score lead. Seelan in the shotgun takes it, keeps it himself off left tackle. Got a little running room and gets close to 10 yards out to the 25-yard line. It'll be close to the first down, depending on the spot. Looks like it's just going to be short, not even a yard, maybe the length of the football. Give them a gain of 9. And second and a short 1. From the shotgun again, spread formation. Same play, off left tackle is Seelan. Picks up about 5. Good for McBain. First down.
Well, Coach, looking couple plays in, Lake City's able to pick up some, or excuse me, not Lake City, McBain able to pick up some decent yardage with the quarterback keep, but you're down 4 scores, so you're no longer going to be able to continue to do that and be effective in the game.
We have a penalty which is going to add to the end of that run against Lake City, which is going to move the ball all the way out to the 45-yard line of McBain. So McBain getting some decent field position to work from here. 1st and 10 from their own 45. Spread formation once again. Gavin Seelan in the shotgun, where they've been basically the entire ball game. This time a snap directly to George Brown. Did not go to Seeland, but George Brown took the snap, went off right tackle, short gain of a yard.
A little bit of a wildcat look with snap going directly to Brown. So change up, a little bit different look from the Ramblers coming out here in the second half, trying to find their spark. Lake City has given up some yardage and some penalty yardage. They need to hold tight, hold strong here, and get back to their game.
Second down 9. Seelan takes a snap, looking over the middle for the pass, and he's got Camphouse, Justin Camphouse with the reception inside the 40-yard line. Gain of about 15 on the play, on the pass play. McBain, 1st and 10. Trying to get something going, trying to get on the scoreboard for the first time tonight are the Ramblers.
Ramblers able to get a quick pass out there to Camphouse. 2 defenders from Trojans were right there. They missed it on missed the attempt to block it out of the air. Found its way to Camphouse. First down for the Ramblers.
Seelan takes a snap, drops straight back to pass. Looking deep, heaves it down the left sideline and overthrows the intended receiver, George Brown. George Brown ran out of real estate. He had that invisible defender over there, Jordan, which is the out-of-bounds line.
And Holt knows exactly about that extra defender over there because he's the quarterback for the Trojans. So what he does is he allows that wide receiver just to run his route, but he continues to shut him off and cut him off closer to the out-of-bounds and gives you that extra defender.
Second down 10. Seelan's pass completed on the right side to Garrett Verbergmos, running sideline to sideline. Gets a little forward motion now, and a nice pickup on the pass play to Verbergmos. He is inside the 20-yard line down to the 18. Gain of 20 on the pass play. About half of the yardage coming from Verbergmos after he made the catch. 1st and 10, McBain. Ball on the Lake City 18-yard line. This might be the deepest they've been in Lake City territory. I know they got down to the 20, but this might be their best position. Seelan rolling out to his right, keeps it on the run, and able to pick up a couple tough yards down to about the 16-yard line.
Every time Seelan runs the ball, Coach, he's getting up a little bit slower and slower. He's getting hit by at least 3, if not 4, of the Lake City defenders every time he touches the ball.
Second and long for McBain. 6:36 left to go, third quarter, 28-0. Lake City Trojans on top. McBain comes out, still spread formation, Sealand in the shotgun. Little confusion on this particular play, but now they're ready to go. Sealand takes the snap, high snap, had to pull it in. Rolling to his right, runs out of running room, goes out of bounds at the 14-yard line, but there is a penalty marker again in the backfield.
We're going to have a hold on number 75 of the offense, Bonico. Owen Bonico is going to be called for a hold. He's got a tough task. He's got Bloomberg, and
tough assignment for anybody.
Yeah, I guess I'd probably hold him too. I mean, what else are you going to do?
So the ball is going to be marched back to the 33-yard line. McBain will have it from there. Remains second down, but now second and about 25. McBain desperately needing to punch something in here to get back in the ballgame. Of course, Lake City wanting to keep that shutout intact. Sealand takes it, rolls to his left. Still rolling. Now keeps it himself after he's over the line of scrimmage, and he's down near the 25-yard line. Takes a hard hit there. They're going to mark it at about the 22. So a gain of 15. Sealand does get a few of those yards back from the penalty.
Coach had Sealand just had a meeting with the white cap official, wanting to know if he was okay after another tough hit by the Trojans defense.
3rd and long, 3rd and 14 for McBain. All looking to the sideline, getting the play. They've been no huddle all night long. Try and run an up-tempo from the shotgun. Camphouse comes in motion, but the handoff right up the middle to Vandenbos. And Vandenbos picks up some good yardage, but it is going to bring up 4th down. He got about 10 of those 15 that McBain needed. Going to be 4th and 3.
Trojans going to face another 4th down here. I think what might have caught Lake City off guard there, Coach, is you got a 3rd and long. You've been rolling, Sealand out and passing, and then you send the big guy up the middle with draw play.
4th and 3. Lake City trying to get the ball back on downs. McBain wants to keep the drive alive. Here's a snap to Sealand, rolling immediately to his right. He's got some options. Throwing it inside the 5-yard line to George Brown. To Rodenbaugh. Incomplete. But there is a penalty marker in the center of the field at about the 4-yard line. I'll check and see what that's all about.
The back judge is the one who threw that, Coach. I believe we're going to have a defensive holding.
That's exactly what it is. And McBain is going to be able to keep this drive alive. McBain will have it 1st and goal. We'll see where they finally spot the ball.
Should be spotted right at the 5. Should be half the distance.
But the pass was incomplete. Would have turned the ball over on downs to Lake City. But instead, McBain has it 1st and goal from the 6. Again, trying to get on the board for the first time, trailing 28-0. Here's the snap. Handoff straight up the middle. Again, Vandenbos, the ball carrier, inside the 5-yard line, down to about the 2. We'll give him a gain of 5 on the play. And 4:23 left to go, 3rd quarter, 28-0. Lake City on top. 2nd and goal from the 2 for the Ramblers.
I would expect McBain, Coach, to continue to run Vandenbos down here. I mean, he's the only one getting positive yardage right now, and he's a big boy, and one guy's not going to bring him down.
Spread formation. Sealand takes the snap in the shotgun, keeps it himself behind Vandenbos this time, and he's into the end zone. McBain touchdown from 2 yards out. Gavin Sealand, quarterback, kept it himself. And McBain is on the scoreboard for the first time tonight.
Well, they run behind Vandenbos that time, Coach, and initially it didn't look like Sealand was going to make it. He was able to bounce off the left side, and I believe he was able to just stretch the ball out over the goal line and get in for the first McBain touchdown of the game.
Now McBain lining up for the extra point. George Brown doing the kicking. Here's the snap. Kick is up, and it is good. And that pulls McBain within 3 scores. Lake City now leads it 28-7 following the McBain touchdown. And timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout back in 30 seconds.
High school students are training for the jobs of tomorrow today at the Wexford Misaki Career Technical Center in Cadillac. Juniors and seniors from 12 area high schools can choose from 14 career-driven programs. Free college credit is available. Visit WMISD.org and click or tap the Career Technical Education link. See all the great programs, then talk to your student's counselor. Call 876-2200. The Wexford Misaki Career Technical Center on 13th Street across from Baker College. Proud to serve the students of Lake City High School. CTC is the place to be.
Welcome back to MHSAA playoff football on 107.1 The Drive. We are in Lake City where the Trojans are hosting the McBain Ramblers tonight. And McBain just put together an 85-yard drive in 10 plays to get on the scoreboard for the first time. 3:55 left to go, third quarter, 28-7. Lake City on top. Rick Swanson with Jordan Scheffler bringing you the action tonight. And here is the kick. The kick was low on the ground, bounced off a Lake City member of the receiving team, and I think McBain got it.
McBain got it back.
McBain able to recover. It was a low kick, bounced off a Lake City player who really didn't expect it, and McBain right there to bring it in.
Do you remember the first kickoff of the game where I mentioned the squib kick and how it's hard to field, and it's kind of one of those things where we're going to have to pay attention to it?
Exactly.
What happened there on the squib kick is it didn't even make it past the first line of guys. It hit a Lake City defender. He couldn't handle it, and it bounced back to the Ramblers.
McBain back in business with the ball on the Lake City 48. Handoff to Vandenboss, and he's got some running room. There's the Logan Vandenboss we've seen through the year, just plowing through people. Pickup of 13 for a McBain first down. 3:45 left to go, third quarter, 28-7. Lake City on top, but McBain starting to feel a little momentum shifting their way. They come out again in the spread formation. Sealand in the shotgun. 1st and 10. Sealand takes a snap, keeps it himself off right tackle, and picks up positive yardage of about 5 or 6 before Lake City puts a stop to that one. Gain of 6 on the play, 2nd down and 4.
2 positive plays, Coach. McBain's able to come out after a fumble and interception early, put a drive together, and they're working on their second one here.
Sealand's handoff up the middle again. Vandenboss to about the 25-yard line. It's going to be short of the first down. It's going to bring up 4th and short. Or 3rd, I'm sorry. 3rd and 2 after a gain of 2.
Vandenboss is getting the workload here, working the Ramblers back towards red zone territory.
Sealand takes it, rolling to his right, and stopped at about the line of scrimmage. You might have been able to stretch it out for a yard, but it's going to be short of the first down. It's going to bring up a 4th down for the Ramblers. So McBain just recovered this fumble on their own kickoff and trying to get another score on the board, and trail Lake City now by 3 scores, trying to cut it to 2, 4th and 1. Big play from McBain to keep this drive alive.
I look for Vandenboss here, Coach. 4th and short. Give it to the big guy at the middle. Lake City's got to stay tough.
Sealand takes it, keeps it himself, tried to follow Vandenboss, but Lake City cut right through the line, dropped Sealand for a loss of 3 on the play, and the Trojan defense turns McBain away, and they're going to take over possession on downs.
It's a good momentum killer there, Coach.
Boy, oh boy. Lake City's defense really stepped up on that 4th and 1 play.
Herrick was able to get off, shed his block, Coach. Never a chance for Sealand to, even though he was following Vandenboss, still not a chance. McLeod also in there. And the tide have turned again here, Coach. Lake City's coming out. See if we can't put an extended drive together, at least get us through the rest of this third quarter and most of the fourth.
Lake City 1st and 10 on their own 27-yard line. They come out in the I now again. We haven't seen that since the first quarter. Holt under center. Out to Davis in the left flat. Makes a little bit of, gets a little bit of running room on his own and makes a good pickup before he's out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. Very close to first down yardage. And it is pickup of 11 on the pass play. Lake City had been in that spread, Jordan, but came back to the I formation that time. Quick outlet pass to Devin Davis.
Yep, Lake City's got multiple formations. They can run spread when they're looking to run. They get that high-octane offense out there on the field. They can go to I formation. They can pound it. They can do extended drives.
In the I formation again, Holt takes the snap and hands off to Noah Thome. And Noah Thome just wasn't going to be stopped that time. Another pickup of 11 on the run play. Another classic Chevrolet first down for Lake City.
Thome took the ball off right tackle there, Coach. He had contact at 6 yards, 7 yards, 8, all the way out to 11-yard gain. This is what Lake City did last week, Coach. They were able to put an extended drive together. Clock continues to run. We're down to 1:20 left in the third.
Ball out near midfield now at their own 49-yard line. Lake City 1st and 10. Holt takes a snap. Hand off to Thome. This time caught in the backfield. Going to be a loss of 4 on the play. After 2 11-yard gains, McBain defense stepped up that time for a 4-yard loss.
Yeah, they did. Our Lake City offensive line, Coach, after 2 good pushes to get us 22 yards. Had a little mix-up there on the left side of the line, and McBain was able to get through and make initial contact well behind the line of scrimmage, forcing Lake City into a 2nd and 14.
Approaching the end of the third quarter, quick pass out to Devin Davis. Could not escape the defense of Auden Ealing, who was out there. So a short game, picked up a couple on the play. But, of course, what you hope for in that situation is get the ball in Davis's hand so he can allow or make something happen.
3 plays ago, we run that same play, and he was able to pick up 11. This time the pass was a little bit delayed, more like a lob pass out there. He did make the catch. Defender Auden Ealing was there and right away to make the hit and drop him.
Lake City happy to just let the clock run out, and that is the end of the third quarter from Lake City, where the Lake City Trojans are leading the McBain Ramblers 28-7. We'll take a timeout. Come on back for fourth quarter action. District championship on the line. Back in 30 seconds.
Lake City's best choice for pizza, salads, pastas, subs, grinders, and wraps is BC Pizza. Hometown handmade gourmet isn't just our slogan, it's baked into every pizza. A BC Pizza starts with a tasty, tender crust that's made daily from a unique recipe that you can't find anywhere else. And the homemade sauce is equally unique and delicious. Top it off with freshly grated mozzarella cheese and your choice of only the freshest toppings. And you'll see why a pie made just for you at BC Pizza of Lake City is the best choice. Call 839-1177 to order today. BC Pizza of Lake City, Lake City's best choice.
Welcome back to Lake City, everyone. You are listening to 107.1 WCKC Cadillac, home of Lake City playoff football. Fourth quarter ready to get underway. Lake City with the ball on their own 48-yard line. Third down and 11. The Trojans lead the McBain Ramblers 28-7 as we get this fourth quarter underway.
Timeout taken by the Trojans.
A timeout taken on the field by Lake City. Kind of a strange time to take a timeout right after the quarter. But let's keep it here, Jordan. Our halftime score, Lake City was up 21-0. So in the third quarter, there was just an exchange of touchdowns. Each team able to score once. Lake City did first to go up 28-0, and then McBain came back with their first score, and that's where we're at here as we start the fourth quarter, 28-7, the Trojans on top. Let's pass along that score that we have. Have we done that yet?
I don't know if we have or not, but I know that Roscommon has finished out the 22-7 lead and took it to the final. So we are trying to figure out and asking some people here with us in the press box about a potential matchup next week between the Trojans and Roscommon, if the Trojans can hang on here in the fourth quarter.
Hull back to pass, looking deep. He's got Davis. Davis fumbles it, pulls it in. He's at the 5. Touchdown, Matthew Holt to Devin Davis from 52 yards away. And the Trojans strike quickly here in the fourth quarter on the first play of the fourth quarter.
How's that for some spark?
51-yard pass to Devin Davis. He just got beyond the defense, Jordan. There wasn't anybody back there with him.
There wasn't.
The question was he going to be able to hang on to it?
Yeah, he was almost so open, he almost dropped the ball.
Yes.
So what happened there is Holt took the snap. He had pressure back there. He shed a sack. He put that ball out there on a rope. I bet that was a 40-yard pass on a rope. And was able to put it on Davis. He fumbled it, caught it the second time. No one within 5 yards of him, and he took it to the end zone for Lake City touchdown. And Lake City has now added the extra point, and Lake City has a lead of 35-7.
So it took just 9 seconds in the fourth quarter for Lake City to get on the board. Once again, timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout. Back in 30 seconds.
The LC Family Diner, right in the heart of Lake City, championing daily and nightly specials. But even more memorable is their Friday night fish fry and Saturday night prime rib. Open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. for your convenience. The family at the LC Family Diner wish the best of luck to the Lake City High School Trojans and are behind you all the way. Go Trojans!
Welcome back, everyone, to Lake City. Lake City has just scored on the first play of the fourth quarter to increase their lead 35-7. A big 51-yard pass from Holt to Davis. Now Lake City ready to kick off to the Ramblers. And here we go. A high end-over-end kick taken by George Brown at about the 5. He's out 20, 25, 30, 35. A nice return for the Ramblers from George Brown, and he's brought down at the 37-yard line. McBain will have it. First down from there.
Well, Coach, I expect the Ramblers to come out. They're going to be one-dimensional. It's going to be a pass offense they're bringing out. They're going to go spread. They're going to go no huddle. And I expect Lake City to turn up the pressure even more so than what we've seen. Maybe some stunts coming from the second line of defense with McLeod. And then I expect to continue to play the one-on-one on the
spread formation. Seelan looking to his right. He's got pass completion. That is Garrett Verbergmos over there, and a nice pickup of 14 yards from Seelan to Verbergmos. And right off the bat, first play of the drive gets McBain into Lake City territory at the 48-yard line. 1st and 10, McBain.
Much like I was just talking about, Seelan's going to get the ball. He's going to get it out to his outside receivers as fast as possible. As soon as they get the chain set, we should be seconds from the snap.
Seelan in the shotgun, takes a quick handoff up the middle, and Lake City defense holds that gain from Auden Ealing to maybe a yard. But that hold closed very quickly.
It did. And that's the problem with that for McBain. You're down 4 scores, and those 1-yard gains, and they're taking, 15 to 18 seconds off the clock at a time.
Second down 9. Camphouse in motion. Seelan takes a snap. Passes out in the right flat. 2. Trying to see if that was the motion man. It was Auden Ealing who took that pass in. Gain of 5 on the play. And McBain facing 3rd and 5. Probably 4-down territory at this juncture of the game. Seelan in the shotgun, takes a snap. Over his head, goes through his hands. He picks it up on the bounce. Heaves it down the right sideline. He's got a receiver and 2 defenders there. Ball batted up in the air, falls to the ground, incomplete. And we're going to have 4th down for McBain.
Well, McBain dodged a bullet there. It was almost Trojan ball at midfield with this another snap, Coach. I don't know. It's not weather related as far as I'm concerned, as far as snap issues, but one-on-one coverage again over on that side with the safety over top on Verbergmos, and he really hasn't hurt us tonight.
4th and 5. McBain needs this one desperately if they're going to try and get back in this ball game. Seelan comes rolling to his left and hits Rodenbaugh on the pass play, and looks like he's got the first down inside the 35-yard line. Seelan was running for his life, able to get the ball away, and a nice gain does keep the drive alive. McBain 1st and 10 on the Lake City 34-yard line.
Yeah, Rodenbaugh just found himself in an open spot just past the sticks. Was able to secure the catch. Was tackled immediately, but a gain of 8 gives him first down. And McBain's back on the ball.
Seelan takes a snap, drops straight back, now rolling to his right, being chased, looking for somebody to throw to. Tries to hit McBain receiver, and that is Berkmos at about the 20-yard line, but ball falls incomplete, bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, actually that pass was intended for Rodenbaugh, was met there by Davis, the safety coming up to make the play. Great timing, avoided the interference, knocked the ball down, and that's textbook defense by the Trojans.
McBain on a 6-play drive. So far, ball at the Lake City 34-yard line, 2nd and 10. 10-11 left to go in the ball game. Lake City on top, 35-7. Snap to Seal in the shotgun, rolls immediately to his right. Looking again for a receiver, tucks it up, takes it himself, picks up about 4 or 5, depending on the spot. We'll give him a gain of 4, 3rd down and 6 with the ball at the 30-yard line.
Well, that was pass all the way, Coach, and he had to tuck it up and go. Lake City's playing well on the outside. He didn't have nowhere to throw it to. He run out of real estate.
Good coverage, exactly right. Seelan in the shotgun. Rodenbaugh goes in motion left to right. Looking over there. Seelan took it, immediately threw to Rodenbaugh, who had gone in motion, but the Lake City defender jumped in front and almost picked that thing off.
Yeah. Skyler Miller out there playing like a wide receiver. He had an interception earlier in the game, Coach, and it was just making a diving effort for a pass that I don't even know if he should have even been able to touch that.
He just read that defensively and stepped in and almost picked it off. 4th and 6. Seelan takes a snap, drops straight back. Now scrambling to his left. Looking down at the 5-yard line, overthrows George Brown, incomplete, and that's going to turn the ball over on downs. Back again to the Lake City Trojans. Once again, as we've seen before, McBain does get some good field position, just not able to make anything happen. And got to credit that Lake City defense.
Lake City has gotten McBain and Seelan himself out of their comfort zone, Coach. He's used to being able to roll out, set his feet, find a target. Well, right now he doesn't have a target, for one. And then the other thing is he's not able to get his feet set. He's throwing every ball outside the pocket on the run. He's moving his feet, which is tough to do at this level. And so, his passes aren't necessarily as accurate as what he used to have during the regular season. And they're struggling.
Lake City 1st and 10, I formation. Hand off to Noah Thome. Got through the line and then cut it to the right. And does pick up close to 5 on the 1st down play. I think at this point, Lake City would be fine just running the ball and keeping the clock running.
Yep, I expect him to keep the ball on the ground, and this would be the next step before victory formation, just to continue to run the ball. Time's shedding off the clock as we speak. We're just under 9 minutes to play.
After a gain of 5, ball's at the 35-yard line, 2nd and 5 for Lake City. Lake City leads at 35-7 over the McBain Ramblers. Holt under center, takes a snap, hands it off to Thome, going immediately to his left, and met by the McBain defense after a short gain, a gain of 2 on the play. Trying to get outside that time, but just not there.
Yep, Lake City. I don't think they mind if they're going to run it up the middle or the outside, as long as the clock continues to run. And it'd be nice if the Trojans could pick up a 1st down here, Coach. Every 1st down has the ability to shed, 2 minutes off the clock.
It can. 3rd and a long 3, ball at the 36-yard line of Lake City. And, of course, looking at it from the other standpoint, McBain desperately needs a stop here to get that ball back. I formation, Holt under center, takes a snap. Rolling to his right, looking downfield, intended for Marion, just out of his reach. But we get a penalty flag also flying in from the back judge. Could be an interference call. We'll see what See what they've got.
I believe that's what we're going to get, Coach. It was either interference on McBain, or that was going to go to the house. So
we've seen Marion lay out for some passes here tonight. He, once again, just gave himself up trying to bring that one in just out of his reach. We get the call from the referee. It is against McBain, and that will give Lake City a first down, a classic Chevrolet Trojan first down.
So looking now, Coach, they've got another first down. They're not buried in their own end of the field anymore, and we're going to get back to the grind here and put the ball in Thome's hands and keep it in the quarterback's hands and see if we can't pick up some chunk yardage and continue to run the clock.
Quick pitch this time, trying to get outside, right side. Noah Thome gets across midfield to the 49-yard line of McBain. Give him a gain of 5 on the play. That time, Matthew Holt under center just took the snap. Quick pitch to Thome, who tried to get out to the right side for a gain of 5. But as Jordan said, clock continues to run. That's a big enemy now also for the McBain Ramblers. 7:15 left to go in the ballgame.
McBain's got 3 timeouts hanging on the clock, Coach. But if you're in McBain's situation, if you don't get into a 4th down or something like that where you can call a timeout and reserve some time, calling a timeout 2nd down right now doesn't do them any good. It might save them 1 possession, but they're down 4 scores.
I formation again. Holt takes it, looks over the middle, and he's got pass. It's completed, even though there was good coverage there from McBain. Pass is completed. Close to first down yardage. We'll see where they mark it. And we get a timeout on the field. They're going to check on the measurement for the first down.
We should pick up an extra sponsor for the measurements if this is our 4th one tonight.
I didn't see who was on the reception end of that one.
Marion.
Ben Marion again with the catch. Chain is on the field, stretching it out, and going to be just a little bit short. Maybe length of the football, it looked like. Lake City coming up to the line of scrimmage, trying to keep this drive alive and take some more time off the clock, leading 35-7. So 3rd down and a short one. I formation, Holt under center. Takes a snap, quick opener right up the middle to Miles McLeod, stays on his feet, and he keeps turning all the way down inside the 35-yard line to the 32. A big gain from Miles McLeod. No question that time on picking up the first down after a gain of 12 yards.
Like we talked last week, how do you avoid a measurement? You gain 12 yards
there
on
you go.
3rd and 1.
There you go. 1st and 10, Lake City. Ball on the McBain 32. Another classic Chevrolet first down for the Trojans. Clock running, 6:30 left to go in the ball game.
One thing I like about the Trojans, Coach, is if they need something offensively, or if they need something defensively, they've got the guys to do it. Like if you need a yard, you got McLeod. If you need a big play, you've got Davis, and you got,
Snap to Holt, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, caught in the backfield, and got away from one defender, but could not escape the onslaught of several Rambler tacklers for a loss of 2 back to the 35-yard line.
McBain, defensive line 44, Hendrickson able to shed his block and give in the backfield to give Lake City a little bit of a fit on that play.
But it just never did unfold.
No.
As soon as Holt tried to make a go of it, the defense was there. Second down, 12.
One of maybe 2 times tonight Lake City's had any sort of hiccup on the offensive side.
That's true. Now going from the shotgun. Looking to pass over the middle. It's Marion. He's got it at the 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. Touchdown from 35 yards out. Pass play from Matthew Holt to Ben Marion. With 5:23 left to go here in the 4th quarter, the Trojans are on the scoreboard once again.
Pass to Marion, and he had guys draped on him at the 5. He give him a free ride, 5 yards, a touchdown. He was able just to get in the seam route. He was lined up on the end of the line, just did a seam release. He come off just past the linebackers, right out behind them. They never seen him. He threw a lob pass to him, a lot like an alley-oop in basketball.
Here's a snap, and the kick is up, and it is good once again. Schwab perfect on his extra point kicks tonight, and that increases the Trojan lead to 42-7 over the McBain Ramblers. Timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout. Back here in Lake City in 30 seconds.
In the quiet town of Lake City lies a locally owned family pharmacy that takes pride in helping improve the health of every patient that comes through the door. At Lake City Family Pharmacy, you're more than just a prescription. Here, you're family. And their experienced team of professionals are always available to help answer any of your questions you may have regarding prescription or over-the-counter medications. Lake City Family Pharmacy is your full-service family pharmacy for both traditional and compound medications. Call them today, 231-559-0005, or stop by their store, located at 45 Maury Road in Lake City.
Welcome back to Lake City, everyone. Rick Swanson along with Jordan Scheffler, and we are here in Region 1 of District 7. District title game on the line tonight. District number 2. 5:23 left to go in the ball game. Trojans have just added to their lead over McBain now 42-7. Lake City kick dies at the 5-yard line, picked up by the Ramblers' George Brown, and he's able to return it about 10 yards out to the 15. McBain will put it in play from there. Well, Jordan, I don't think McBain saw this coming tonight.
No, and like we even talked pregame, Coach, with it being 12-14 game, last year's game being close, defensive battle, I think we all got a little bit caught off guard. We obviously knew Lake City had this ability in them, but the crosstown rivalry, it's usually a close game no matter what, and Lake City has put on a show.
Snap again at Sealand's feet, and he tries to get up and make something happen. He's dropped in the backfield, a loss of a couple as that Lake City defense steps up strong once again. McBain now has a second down 12, 4:30 left to go in the game. Staying in the spread formation with the quarterback Sealand in the shotgun as they have been all night long. Sealand takes the snap, looking to his right, and I believe he's got it out there to Verbergmos, but the pass was so low that Garrett had to go down on the ground. No tackle needed as soon as his knees were on the ground. Gain of 5 on the pass play, 3rd and 5.
So not only is McBain facing the deficit, the little bit of time left on the clock, it's now a running clock.
Sealand looking to his left. He's got the pass completed out there to the 33-yard line, and that is going to be good for a McBain first down. That reception made by number 16, Dustin McLean, for the Ramblers.
First time we've called his number tonight, but he's able to get out there and sit down just in front of the defender. Get a pickup.
McBain 1st and 10 from the 33. Sealand takes the snap. Running to his right, scrambling, being pursued. Heaves it downfield. He's got a receiver there, and Camphouse brought it in. The ball just got over the Lake City defender's hands, and Justin Camphouse was there to haul it in at the 28-yard line of Lake City. Big pass play from McBain.
Thought I'd seen a penalty back down here on the 35-yard line where the pass was released, but it looks like it was picked up, and we're moving down the field.
Yep, 35-yard pickup. But we did have a penalty, Jordan. Penalty against Lake City being added to the end of that pass play, and McBain is in business at about the 14-yard line, 1st and 10. 3:06 left to go in the ball game. Lake City on top, 42-7. 1st and 10, McBain. In motion goes Rodenbaugh, left to right. Sealand drops straight back. Now scrambles to his left. Looking for somebody to throw to in the end zone. Tried to connect with his receiver at the corner of the goal line, but the ball falls incomplete. That was intended for
Barton.
Another name we haven't called very much tonight.
Yeah, well.
Number 88, you're right. You're right. Number 88, Ethan Barton, the intended receiver. We'll bring up second down and 10. Clock now at 2:25. We are in a running clock situation with the big lead that Lake City has. Seeland takes the snap. Looking to his left, he's got Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh down to about the 12-yard line, brought down there. So a short gain of a couple on the play for McBain.
Another thing I've noticed tonight, Coach, and I seen it last week too and didn't touch on it, is that Lake City's one-on-one tackling is pretty spectacular on the defensive end. Like if they get a guy out there one-on-one, if they get hands on him, he's coming down, which is nice to see.
Third down and 8. Seeland takes it, rolls to his right, being chased, looking into the end zone, and passes there. Incomplete. McBain receiver had a shot at it. We just had to wait and see what the signal was from the official, and they say it hit the ground. Incomplete. But the clock does continue to run.
Yep, continuing to run, and Lake City is putting pressure on Seeland as he's rolling out either side, whether he's going short side of the field, wide side of the field. It's nice to see Lake City, even though with the big lead, Coach is still putting pressure on him out there and making him work for it.
Fourth down and 8 for the McBain Ramblers. 1:06 left to go in the ball game. Seeland in the shotgun, takes a snap, looking to his left, heaves it into the end zone. He's got a receiver there.
Intercepted.
But came down to a Lake City defender. That was Barton again in the corner. Lake City defender went up with him. Looked like they both had it in their grasp, but Lake City came away with it. And now the officials are just trying to decide if it's a touchback or where the ball is going to be placed. It is Lake City ball on the interception.
Was the interception made by number 9?
It was not in the end zone. They're going to place it at the 1-yard line.
Seeland took the snap, looked left. He's got Burton is a pretty, I'd say he's at least 6'4", 6'5", Coach. Threw a jump ball to him, and then the smaller defender both got their hands on it. And the fight for Lake City, and was able to bring it to the ground and get an interception.
And with the running clock, the game is over here in Lake City tonight. Nothing McBain could do there to stop the clock. Clock runs out. End of the ball game. Our final score here tonight in Lake City, the Lake City Trojans 42, the McBain Ramblers 7. After a timeout, we will return with a recap of tonight's scoring for you. We'll have some statistics and analysis and talk about what's next for Lake City and what is up next for us here at 107.1 The Drive as well. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Stay with us.
Lake City Area Chamber of Commerce proudly supports the Lake City Trojan football team on their quest for the state championship. Lake City Area Chamber of Commerce is committed to community development and local business success. Members are eligible for insurance discounts and have boardroom access for meetings and presentations. Join the Lake City Area Chamber of Commerce today with reasonable membership rates for both individuals and businesses. Call 231-839-4969 or visit our website for more info at lakecitymish.com. Together, we can do anything.
Celebrating over 100 years of Chevy trucks at Classic Chevrolet with their biggest truck sale yet. 4x4 truck payments as low as $259 a month and supplier pricing for everyone. Or save over $11,000 off MSRP on Silverado trucks. Chevy trucks for over 100 years and over 100 in stock right now. Classic Chevrolet in Lake City. Call 800-554-LESS or visit ClassicChevyMI.com. Good luck to the Trojans in tonight's game. State bound, boys.
McLean Transmissions in Lake City services vehicles, foreign and domestic, specializing in transmissions, transfer cases, differentials, high-performance driveline, 4x4s, clutches, and computer diagnostics. For anything transmission and quality used cars, it's McLean Transmissions on LaChance Road between Cadillac and Lake City. Call 231-779-1394. That's 231-779-1394.
Miller Contracting is an excavating contractor in Lake City, specializing in residential and commercial dirt work. Miller Contracting is experienced in grading sand, gravel, topsoil, and stone. Call them for all your excavating needs at 231-839-0440. That's 231-839-0440. Miller Contracting wants to wish the Lake City Trojans best of luck in tonight's game. Go Trojans!
Welcome back, everyone, to Lake City and MHSAA District Championship game tonight as the Lake City Trojans hosted the McBain Ramblers, and Lake City has pulled off a very impressive victory tonight, 42-7 over the visiting McBain Ramblers. Right now, out on the field, the Lake City team is being introduced as the individual players are receiving their district championship medals. But here, first thing in the post game, we'd like to go over the scoring. Especially if you joined us late, we can fill you in what transpired all evening long. On Lake City's very first possession of the ball game, Matthew Holt hit Taylor Butkovich for a 15-yard pass touchdown. Kick was good with 8:19 left to go in the opening quarter. Lake City was on top 7-0. Later in the quarter, Matthew Holt took it in from 12 yards out. The kick again was good with 59 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Lake City was on top 14-0. In the second quarter, there was just one score. That was from Lake City as well. Miles McLeod took it in from 2 yards out. Extra point kick was good, and with 7 minutes left in the first half, Lake City was on top 21-0. And as I said, that was the only scoring in the second quarter. Our halftime score was 27-0. In the third quarter, we just had a trade of touchdowns. Matthew Holt scored again from 1 yard out. Extra point was good at the 9:08 mark. Lake City was on top 28-0. On the very next possession, McBain was finally able to get on the board and capped it off an 85-yard drive with a 2-yard run from quarterback Gavin Sealand. Their extra point kick was good, and with 3:55 left to go in the third quarter, Lake City led 28-7, and that's where it stayed going into the fourth. 9 seconds into the fourth quarter, Matthew Holt hooked up with Devin Davis on a 51-yard scoring pass. The kick was good, and Lake City was pulling away 35-7 just into the fourth quarter. And then, with 5:23 left to go in the ballgame, Matthew Holt hooked up once again, this time on a 30-yard pass to Ben Marion. Again, the kick was good, and Lake City led it 42-7, which is where we finished up tonight. Lake City district champions with a 42-7 victory over the McBain Ramblers. With the Trojan win tonight, McBain ends their season at 8-3 overall. Lake City improves to 11-0 and moves on to the regional championship game next week. And we know that they will face Roscommon. Roscommon and Iron Mountain started their ball game tonight at 6 o'clock. So they have finished. Roscommon and Lake City will meet next week for the regional championship. We know that it will be here in Lake City because Lake City has the higher seed and the playoff points. But we will probably have to stay tuned whether it's going to be Friday night or Saturday. As we heard up here in the press box, the ADs will talk about that probably on Monday and determine for sure, send it into the MHSAA, and we will go from there. Let's look at any stats you might have for us, Jordan.
I do. I have second half stats. Lake City coming only 2 for 4, passing for 47 yards. Excuse me. 4 for 5. That was the first half. 4 for 5 for 49 yards rushing. They had 58 yards rushing. Total for the game, Coach, 245 rushing yards from Lake City and 96 passing. They would have been 6 of 9 for 96 yards on the passing. Rushing for McBain in the second half, a little bit better. First half, they had 18. Second half, they had 68, totaling 86 total rushing yards for the Ramblers. And on the passing was really their only highlight of the night. They ended up being 13 of 19 for 189 total passing yards, 119 of those, Coach, coming in the second half.
Yeah. Yep. McBain had a little bit more of an offensive showing in the second half, but just never able to cross the goal line but once tonight. And Lake City just won this one going away 42-7. Difference of the ball game, Jordan, from your viewpoint? I know I've got a couple thoughts of my own, but the difference tonight, just domination from Lake City on both sides of the ball. What do you think was the big key?
Well, Coach, I've got written down as just total dominance across the board. I mean, if you want to talk field possession, Trojans had the advantage. You want to talk time of possession, Trojans had the advantage. You want to talk rushing yards, you want to talk, passing game, you want to talk passing touchdowns, talk defense, talk turnovers. Lake City's, the scales were tilted all night.
You mentioned the turnovers. Lake City had 4 takeaways tonight, 3 interceptions plus a fumble. McBain had 1. And I don't care what level of football you're playing, turnovers are always a key to the outcome of a ball game. I think every coach that's ever coached the game will tell you that quite often the team that makes the least number of turnovers is going to have a good chance to come away with the victory. Right now out on the field, Lake City players receiving the district championship trophy. Lake City, in good sportsmanship, has been standing there looking out over the whole entire proceedings. And now McBain does start to walk off the field. But Lake City out there in celebration, holding the trophy up for their district championship in Division 7 for the second year in a row.
Yeah, Coach, and like I said, that's the reason why they've had it 2 years in a row, because they come out and they dominate on the offensive end, they dominate on the defensive end. Even tonight, Coach, they led in sacks, they led in defective passes, and every time Lake City took the field, whether it be offense or defense, besides the one hiccup with the turnover, they executed every play.
And I'll tell you, we mentioned a couple times, I have to admit that before the game started tonight, I was a little concerned when we heard that Greenfield was not going to play and that Noah Thome had the bad knee. And I thought, boy, they really have their work cut out for them tonight, because those two were especially effective last week against North Muskegon.
Yes, they were.
But my goodness, tonight Lake City just took it to McBain, like you said, in every aspect of the game, and never gave McBain a chance to get into this one. And if you just tuned in late, Lake City wins the district championship 42-7 over the McBain Ramblers.
And that's one thing about the Trojans too, Coach, is when they get into a game, if they have the ability and they're the better team, if they have the ability to go in there and completely take the other team out, they do it, and they try to do it early. Because if you get into a tooth and nail game down to the wire like last week, any little thing could have changed it.
Exactly.
This situation here, where you can come out and you can be dominant all the way across the board, gives you that little bit of flexibility if you do happen to have a mishap.
I have to look down here on the track, Jordan. The bleachers and track down in front of us just filled with people. They're waiting for the Lake City Trojan football team to break the huddle out at midfield. And once the Lake City players do that, after they get a talk from Coach Smith, the Lake City followers will surround them on the field, and now they start making their way out onto the field. It's a neat thing that we see here in Lake City, that the fans do this. They will circle up on the team, and last week they covered the entire 100 yards on the field.
With room to spare. With my best guess, I would say there's probably at least 300 people on the field.
Well, strong individual performances tonight we saw from a number of Lake City team members. We were saying their names all night long, but Matthew Holt, who controls the offense at the quarterback spot and has for a couple of years, just superb tonight in his effort, both passing the football and running the football. I'll tell you what, Jordan, if somebody is going to stop Lake City, they are going to have to figure out a way to contain Matthew Holt.
And they're going to have to figure out a way on the offensive end to keep Bloomberg out of the backfield. That kid is an absolute monster out there. Every play, if he wasn't getting to the quarterback, he was drawing 2 blockers. That's the only way they could keep him. If they wanted to hold him, they could. But the only way to keep him from getting to the quarterback tonight was either hold him or put 2 guys on him.
Last week when we talked in the postgame, we could only find as a negative the fact that Lake City had given up a couple touchdowns off kick returns, but tonight I don't have a weak area to point out.
The only weak area is, Coach, is creeping down towards 32 degrees.
But that didn't bother anybody here tonight. Nope. Boy, the Lake City faithful were excited all night long tonight, and what a great game the Lake City football team gave them. Once again, Lake City on top of McBain tonight, 42-7. Well, Lake City moves on with the win, and next week we'll take on Roscommon in a regional championship game. And we will be back here with that game here on 107.1 The Drive. We just can't tell you with certainty whether it will be Friday or Saturday. Roscommon is not going to have to travel very far, so my first guess is maybe Friday night. But last year, Lake City hosted 2 Saturday afternoon games in the playoffs. So we'll wait and see for sure. We can't say for sure.
One thing on that too, Coach, is you like to, if you're Lake City and you're rolling and you're used to playing on Friday nights, you like to try to keep it the same. But then looking forward, you're going to have some games where after this next one, Lake City's going to have to travel. Chances are it's going to be on a Saturday.
And it will be on a Saturday, exactly right.
And then when you get down to where you're doing the Ford Field, you don't know if it's going to be a Friday or a Saturday. So you kind of like to try to maybe play that middle road and start making that transition into having a Friday practice and then go transition into a game starting on Saturday.
But as of Monday, it will be posted on the MHSAA website. It will certainly be in the news as far as Cadillac news goes, and you'll be able to certainly find out when the game is. But whenever the game is being held and whatever the game time is, we will be on 20 minutes before that with a pregame to discuss individual players and tendencies and also discuss this Roscommon team, who has looked very good this year. Roscommon defeated Clare, and Clare has a tough ball club. Their only loss was to Beaverton, who also has a strong team. Beaverton is also in the playoffs.
So is Clare.
And it'll be a tough one again, but you expect that once you get into regional competition in the playoffs, that's for sure. Well, again, Lake City will be the host, so we will be back here in Lake City next Friday or Saturday to take on Roscommon in the regional title football game. We want to thank again the local businesses who are sponsoring Lake City playoff football for your enjoyment. And they are, once again, Wexford Missaukee Career Tech Center, McLean Transmissions, Lake City Family Pharmacy, Baker College of Cadillac, McBain Auto, Exit Realty, Land and Lakes of Lake City, BC Pizza of Lake City, Classic Chevrolet, Lake City Family Diner, Holton LP Gas, Lake City Chamber of Commerce, High Point Auto and Truck Center, L&J Meat Market, Ebel's Hardware, and Miller Contracting of Lake City. Stop in and see them if you get a chance. Express your thanks as well. They would certainly appreciate it. Well, Jordan, before we wrap this up, any final thoughts?
Just looking forward to next week, Coach, and between now and Monday, I keep my fingers crossed that we can potentially get a Saturday game. So I can be here next to you again on Saturday, here calling another game for the Lake City Trojans. And, I expect it to be another packed house. Like I told the people last week, if you want to come watch, get here early. Today you and I got here at, 6 o'clock and got our parking spots, but it wasn't long after that. It was pretty full around here. And I expect with Roscommon not being that far away, and it's going to be another one of those tough games. And I expect a lot of people, and I expect a good turnout to continue for these Lake City Trojans and the support of the Smith family.
You bet. Well, that's going to do it from Lake City and this district championship contest of the Michigan High School Athletic Association football playoffs. I'm Rick Swanson along with Jordan Shepler, and back in the studio tonight, Haley Koffel, who kept us running very smoothly all night long. We want to thank her. And we all thank you for joining us and inviting you back next weekend. Game time to be announced. Pre-game on 20 minutes prior to kickoff when the Trojans will go for their second consecutive regional championship here at the Lake City Athletic Complex as they take on the Bucks of Roscommon. Once again, the final score from Lake City in this district final round of the MHSAA Division VII football playoff, the Lake City Trojans 42 and the McBain Ramblers 7. You are listening to 107.1 The Drive. Happy to bring you Lake City playoff football. We now return to the regular programming of Classic Rock.
This broadcast of Lake City Trojans playoff football on 107.1 The Drive has been sponsored by Miller Contracting, Classic Chevrolet, The Family Diner, the Wexford Misaki Career Technical Center, McLean Transmission, BC Pizza of Lake City, High Point Cadillac GMC, Baker College of Cadillac, McBain Auto Service, LC and McBain Family Pharmacy, Holton's LP Gas, Sarah Crawford and Carrie Jewett of Exit Realty, Land and Lakes, Lake City Chamber of Commerce, L&J Meat Market, and Ebel's Hardware. Thank you to our sponsors, and thank you for listening to Lake City Playoff Football on 107.1 The Drive.